Morehouse College in a Division II SIAC matchup on ESPNU, and it's next. We're at Sloan Alumni Stadium on the campus of Miles College in Fairfield, Alabama for this SIAC matchup as the Golden Bears of Miles College host the Maroon Tigers of Morehouse. Hello, everyone. Charlie Neal, along with my partner Stan Luter, would like to take this opportunity to welcome you to Fairfield, Alabama. And when you look at these two teams, Stan, they both have fallen on hard times this year. Miles College really, in the last 2 weeks, have fallen on hard times, losing 2 games by a total of 2 points. So win the night puts them over 500 in the conference.
Charlie, they're really excited about playing tonight and getting that bitter taste of those 2 losses out. And one of those games, they lost on the last second play. So they feel like winning tonight, win next week, gets them ready for 2007.
When you talk about quarterbacks, Morehouse has played musical chairs with its quarterbacks this year, but they're going to start a senior tonight in Ruben Dupree.
Really like Ruben Dupree. He's a senior that's very smart. He's a leader in total offense in the SIAC, also one of the top passers. You see his numbers with almost 2,000 yards. Very solid. He's got to make good decisions today if he expects Morehouse to win tonight. On the other side, have shuffled their quarterbacks this year, and tonight they're going to go with a veteran. There he is, Ellis George. A veteran only because he's a sophomore, and Ellis George. He was predicted to be the starter this season, but because of a knee injury, he only missed 7 of those games. He's come back the last 2 ball games, played really good, and again, he's steady, can't make mistakes. We'll see what he does tonight. 35th time that these two teams have met. Morehouse leads the series, but Miles has won the last 4. And we'll be back to Sloan Alumni Stadium in just a moment for this SIAC matchup with the opening kickoff. Welcome back here to Fairfield, Alabama, along with Stan Luter, Charlie Neal. We're at Albert Sloan Alumni Stadium here in Fairfield, Alabama. There's the Miles Golden Bears in their purple uniform, the home team tonight. And we talk about the keys to this game, Stan. How do you see it?
Morehouse, I'm talking to you right now, okay? You need some defense tonight. You've got to play good defense. They're last in the SIAC, giving up almost 350 yards a ball game. Can't have that happen. And finish strong. This is the last game of the season for Morehouse. So Coach Buford and his staff want to go out on a positive note. You win tonight, you look forward to 2007 in spring drills. And on the other side, for Miles, you guys have got to be aggressive. Hit people. Do something with the football, and offensively, you need more offense. Last in the offense on the SIA side, they're averaging a little less than 200 yards a ball game. So again, the offense, the defense, something's got to give, but be aggressive, and you need some offense.
Here you look at Terry Buford. He's the head coach of the Morehouse Maroon Tigers, a graduate of Florida A&M in his 2nd season. He was an assistant at Hampton. In fact, was a lineman on that FAMU team back in '88 and '90 that won the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference tournament. And there's his counterpart on the other side, Wade Streeter, in his 6th year. He's the winningest coach in the history of Miles College, and the Golden Bears. Played quarterback at Southern University in his collegiate days after a short stint at a junior college. So they've done pretty well, not where they wanted to be. Of course, Miles was picked to finish 5th in the preseason polls, but a couple of those losses, the only team that really beat them up this year was Albany State in terms of conference team.
You look at the close losses. When we saw them back in mid-September, we thought this was one of the hot football teams, not only in black college football, but definitely in the SIAC. They've come apart hard times with those 2 close losses, but you still feel that Coach Streeter's got everything in place to make this a successful year.
Morehouse, in their visiting white and maroon jerseys, will kick it off. They won the toss, deferred, and they'll get the ball to start the 2nd half. So they'll be kicking off to start this game. 35th time that these two teams have met. 18-16 is the series
Are we
lead.
Sure about that?
Yeah, Morehouse has the advantage in that situation, but it's been 4 straight wins by Miles College in this series.
And Miles has won 8 out of the last 10, so certainly the tide has turned the past few years.
Vernon Dozier is the deep man to receive the kick for Miles College. Morehouse kicking off. Number 81, that's Abdur Rahman. Abdur Rahman to kick it off for Morehouse College, the Maroon Tigers. 35th time again that these two teams have met. Last year was 34-24. That was the final score of the game. In 04, 21-10 Miles won. Back in 03, it was 32-28. And 02, 19-10. So this one about to get underway here. Miles College going on offense first. They lost their season opener to Sanford. They won 4 straight, beating Tuskegee, Fort Valley, Stillman, and Savannah State before losing their last 3 to Albany State, Lane, and Kentucky State.
That Lane and Kentucky State games were heartbreaking losses, both of them 21-20, and a last-second loss in one of those games.
And here's Rockman's kick. Goes on the far side of the field, goes into the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. So it'll be brought out to the 20, and that's where the Golden Bears of Miles College will go to work. First down and 10. The first offensive possession of the evening as you look at Ellis George, the quarterback. He is a sophomore from Decatur, Georgia. Played in a couple of games this year. As you said, had that knee problem. Started the last 5 games of the 2005 season. Came into tonight's game with 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. He had a 78-yarder against Lane. Has completed about 33% of the passes in which he's thrown so far this year.
Most recent game went 7-20 and a couple of touchdowns against Kentucky State.
He's working out of the shotgun on first down and 10. And he's going to the air and going up top very quickly and has it complete on the near sideline, and right away they strike quickly, coming up with the reception, number 85 for the Miles College Golden Bears, and that is Derek Hector. As you look at the offensive line with Bibbs, Jackson, there's Randy and Demetrius, Hanna and Ottman up front.
So a nice start from Miles, going 30 yards up top, had man-to-man coverage. Nice look, nice pass.
And now they keep it on the ground with Jeremy Spears running across midfield, and Spears is all the way down to the 25-yard line of Morehouse College. Here he is, Jeremy Spears, averaging 3 yards per carry. As you look at the defense of Darren Jackson, Prescott, Colin Shipley, and Daniel Bryan up front. The linebackers Cunningham, Whaley, and Shelton, and in the secondary, Morgan, Scott, Harris, and Gabriel Harper. And the injuries to the defense of Morehouse College has forced them to put a lot of offensive players on the defensive side of the ball.
5 or 6 guys are going to go both ways today.
It looked like a little mix-up as Spears gets to carry once again and gets about 5 hard yards.
Charlie, interesting thing, 2 plays, both over 25 yards for this Miles College football team. The 30-yard pass, the 25-yard run by Spears. Spears, one of the leading runners in the SIAC, puts them in great field position. And this is a team in Miles College, we talked about getting some offense. They've only scored 13 points in the first quarter this entire season.
Well, you can't win ball games like that. It is 2nd down and 6. They gave him 4 on the last carry. And again, they keep the ball to Spears. Spears cutting back inside and down to the 15-yard line. Another 6-yard gain, and very close, if not picking up enough for the first down. Spears has been the workhorse this year for his team. Came in with 267 yards. He is not the leading rusher on this team. Well, pretty close. He's done a job, but they haven't done the things that they thought.
No player on this team, you further talk about that. The guy's 200 yards, you say wouldn't even be close to leading the rusher. They're only 300 yards. Nobody's rushed over 300 the whole season.
No question about it. And there's a flag. Looked like a little movement prematurely on the offensive side of the ball for the Miles Golden Bears, who've been averaging about 65 yards in penalties per contest. Our referee.
On the offense, number 74, 5 yards, 3rd down.
Rashawn Ottman, the right tackle, moved prematurely. As you look at Terry Buford, his team with the back against the wall right now. The ball all the way down to the 20-yard line. W.J. May is our referee, assigned out of the SIAC by their supervisor, Dr. Moses Norman, who's in attendance tonight. working out of the shotgun now on 3rd down.
This is a good set for Miles out of the shotgun.
Here's a throw into the end zone. Man is there. Touchdown. Touchdown to Vernon Dozier. Touchdown Miles College, the senior from Palm Beach, Florida, with his 2nd touchdown on a reception this year.
Well, we said it was easy out of the shotgun. They're going to get Dozier isolated on the wing and man coverage. They just throw it right over the top. It's like a deep fade route. Nice catch by Dozier. Good concentration, wide open. Give him 6.
And for the point after, Justin Madison, he's on. So far this year, 14 of 16 in point afters, and it's 7-0. Just that quick, the first drive down the field for Miles College, and they lead at 7-0 with 12:21 remaining in the first quarter. Terry Buford, that's not the way you want to start the evening. And we'll be back here to Fairfield, Alabama for this SIAC matchup. Dozier on the board with the long reception. There you see your quarterback, who just threw a 13-yard touchdown pass to put his team on top by a score of 7-0. Mr. Ellis George getting the start tonight, and not a bad way to start a football game.
They like his maturity. No mistakes. He had a couple of penalties that helped you, and again, he's smart. He's a sophomore, the guy they expected to start the season because of a knee injury did, but that was a nice pass and catch for a touchdown.
Only took them 5 plays to get into the end zone. 80 yards. They used 2:39 off the clock and lead it 7-0, and they're kicking off right now. Justin Madison, he's kicking off, and it comes down to Jeremy Major, and Major is knocked down at about the 35-yard line. They'll mark it just shy of the 35 at about the 34, and that's where Morehouse will go to work. They'll get the ball for the first time this evening. As you look at Ruben Dupree, senior out of Atlanta, started 4 games a year ago, and so far this year, 12 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, but he's completed 58% of his passes.
Almost 2,000 yards he's thrown for, leader in the SIAC in yards. Again, smart guy. The one knock on him, only 5 feet 10 inches tall, and that might be stretching a little bit. The defenders get their hands up. It makes it hard to throw in those passing lanes.
And what Coach Terry Buford said, if he was 6'2", he wouldn't be at Morehouse.
He would be at Morehouse, yeah.
And here's a little end around, a little trickery right now. And now a pass being thrown down the field, and it is incomplete. Boy, you're talking about trickery. That was James Stedman, who's split in, plays some defense, and now is playing quarterback. Actually, he came in as a quarterback.
He came in as a quarterback. He's supposed to be catching passes, and they do the double reverse, and you can see this. So watch this. Out of the play, you influence one way, there's reverse, come back the other way. A great protection, puts the ball up there, and just maybe overthrows the receiver. Got to come back and get that good block defensive play by Miles, or that would have been 6. But I like the aggression right there for Morehouse. Come out, give him something early.
Grant Bennett was the man who got his hand on it as they keep the ball on the ground, this time with Eddie Rowe, the senior from Atlanta, carrying the ball. Eddie Rowe, in fact, last year was a backup to J.D. Washington, who's now playing in the National Football League. As you look at the offense of alignment of Morehouse College, Rowe, Marcus Collins in the backfield with Major Dupree and Everett, the receivers up front, Irvin Green, Thompson, Michael Ray Robinson, and Joseph Williams. We're in the first quarter, 11-10, the time remaining. 7-0 our score. From the shotgun this time, Dupree will operate. Has a little time, steps up, and now he takes off and runs, and he's going to be shy of the 39 or 40-yard line. He had to get to about the 41 to get the first down or make it to 44. As you look at the defense of Miles College with Belton Johnson, Fred Haynes, and Robin Gamble, the down linemen, the linebackers, Brandon Parnell, Jasmine Nascent, and in the secondary, Bird, Mason Bailey, and Bennett. The other linebacker back there is Valley Slater.
And Slater was one that made that sure tackle on Dupree. But what you like about Dupree, he had a chance to maybe run early, didn't put the ball up in the air for a mistake.
High hang time on this punt. Great punt. Now let's see if the return man that's Dozier, Miles can do anything with it. He'll bring it back to the 24-yard line, and Miles will get the ball for the second time this evening, leading by a score of 7-0.
Charlie, if you're Wade Streeter and all the Miles fans, you got to be really excited right now. The fact that you come down on your first possession and you're able to score and you're able to go 3 and out on Morehouse. That's positive for them. This is a team that's only scored, like I said, 13 points all season in the first quarter.
Last drive there by Miles College.
On the deep pass to start you off, that's a 30-yard pickup, and then there's Spears, a 28-yard, 28 for 25 right there, and then there's the floater deep to the corner, bam, touchdown. 5 plays, 80 yards, give him 6.
Here's Ellis George again throwing the ball, has it complete out of the backfield, and a couple of great moves being put on there by Joseph Moncour. The young man out of the backfield, a junior from Miami, who transferred in here from Alabama Birmingham, and he gets the first down.
Keep in mind that this is a team that has had a problem scoring points all season long. So for them to come out on their first 2 possessions and get positive yards, a touchdown, positive yards on first down, that's a plus for Miles tonight.
They've averaged 17.2 yards per, 17.2 points per game, I should say. That's been their scoring so far this year. As you talk about having problems scoring points. And again, Ellis George working from the gun. And now this time a handoff to Moncour, who gets through the line and picks up good yardage, maybe about 6 or 7, before he stopped at about the 42-yard line.
Moncour does a good job of reading his blocks right here. See, this is in the outside, boom, cuts back inside, nice block by Autumn and also by Bibbs inside, gives him a little room and get the first down, or close to it.
They spot the ball right at about the 43-yard line. He'll have to get to the 45 for a first, so it'll be 2nd down and 2 after the 8-yard gain by Moncour. This time the quarterback, George, decides to keep it, gets the first down. He is stopped, but not before he picks up the first down. Across the 45 to about the 46-yard line.
2nd and short. This is a perfect situation. If you're Miles, you can throw, you can try something inside. Sees it, there's nobody over the center, keeps the quarterback deep, and picks up 4 yards, gets the first down.
So it's first down for the Golden Bears of Miles, again from the shotgun. Moncour again gets the handoff. Moncour into the secondary. Moncour finally gets across midfield to about the 45-yard line before he's stopped by Scorpio Brown.
Here's why you like out of the shotgun. He's got time to read it again. We saw this just a second ago, reading blocks. This is a kid that's only picked up 100 yards plus in 35 carries this season. You wouldn't know it on that run. Good job by the point of attack of the offensive line. You get another first down, keep those chains moving.
And again, Moncour under secondary. And I'll tell you, they're eating up some valuable yards before the stop is made by Mark Russell and Vincent Whaley.
Charlie Anderson, watch this snap, man. See, it kind of goes in kind of a little end over end right there. But again, he catches the ball and smart. It's okay. There's nobody over the head of the center. Boom. Let me see how much I can get. Get me the first down. Let's keep moving.
And they're moving the ball right now. Again, this is the 2nd drive. It started at their own 24. They're across midfield down to the 41 of Morehouse.
4-man front by Morehouse.
Dozier's the man in motion. Here's the shotgun. This time they go back to Spears. Spears is down inside the 30, has the first down at the 28-yard line with plenty to spare. Jeremy Spears. So the running backs have done a very good job of eating up yards tonight.
It's never good for your defensive backs or defensive line when your DBs and your safeties and whatnot are having to make tackles right there. Just a great job. And you got to give this offensive line a lot of credit. They're making the holes, and the running backs, Spears, Moncour, are doing all the work.
Morehouse is giving up an average of 29.3 points per contest, and they're in danger of giving up 7 more right now if this drive continues to go for Miles College. 2nd back through. Here we go. Down the field goes Spears, and Spears is inside the 15 to the 14, and another first down. They'll move the
Charlie,
chains
the
again.
first drive we saw, we had a long pass, a 13-yarder for a touchdown to mix it in. This time, all runs. The point of that, bam, good block right there on the inside by Moncur, and then you just take the ball up. And watch the block right there, boom. That's a great job of your backs getting on the linebacker, number 20 there. Joseph Moncur can carry the ball and also makes the block.
And that's the key. You have to be able to block. Moncur is the up back in the eye right now behind the quarterback, George. And it's the second back, and that's Spears. Spears inside the 5 to about the 2-yard line. Goes Jeremy Spears. Spears has not scored a touchdown this year.
And that's hard to think of. You know, when you guys carried the ball for almost 300 yards this season on 82 carries and hasn't touched the end zone, let's give him the ball right now because they are plowing up yards.
Prior to the day, his longest run was 17 yards, and he's had some big runs so far today.
Did have a big game against Savannah early in the year where he picked up 114, but they didn't score a touchdown for him.
First and goal. Here's Spears, and they're going to stop play because there was movement. Now let's see if it's offensive or defensive in terms of the penalty right now. Wade Streeter is very disappointed at some of the turn of events that they've had this season. Listen to our referee, W.J. May.
False start on the offense, number 6, 5 yards, first down.
Takino George, the flanker, the senior out of Montgomery, Alabama, no relation to the quarterback. Ellis George was the man guilty.
And remember Takino George having a very nice night a month ago when we were down here in the Skillman ball game. A very good athlete, 6'2" wide receiver.
So the ball is moved back to the 7-yard line with the 5-yard penalty. It'll still be second down and goal.
52 Jackson, 72 Bibbs on that left side of the line. Those guys are plowing holes.
Now the quarterback on the option is back to Spears, who's down to about the 6-yard line as the maroon and white jerseys of Morehouse come up to make the stop defensively.
First time we've seen this out of the shotgun. The option there makes the fake. Good job of reading that time by Morehouse, carrying inside, making the play. Number 54, Brian Cunningham, makes the initial hit.
Actually, that was a second down play because the penalty took them back. So this is second down and goal at the 5 rather than third and goal.
Wide receivers, just a little lob play.
Going to the air, throwing high into the end zone, incomplete. Takino George, the intended receiver. A lot of pressure being applied defensively by Brian Wilson, number 71 on the quarterback.
If Wilson doesn't get in there, that's for sure 6 points. But because he gets up the middle and puts pressure on George, George has to rush that throw, overthrows his intended receiver, third down.
So now it is third down and goal. Red zone so far this year. They're ranked 4th in the conference. 11 of 17 with 9 touchdowns. Here's a pass. Knocked away. Knocked away. I'm not sure. I think it was 54 that got a hand on it there. That was Ben Brand Cunningham, the linebacker. Or was that Scorpio Brown?
Let's see. Either way, it's a good play for them. Yeah, Cunningham gets his hands up. 2 big plays back-to-back, saves a touchdown a moment ago, and the deflection there. And again, now you look at the tide turning. Miles scores a touchdown. You're up 14-0. You feel like, bam, they're on the way. This time, Morehouse is able to stop them. They hold them to a field goal. You got to feel like, for Coach Buford's credit, they can feel some confidence in that. They almost bend but don't break.
24-yard field goal now for Justin Madison, who's 4 of 6 in field goals this year. This one is up, and it is good. So it's a 10-0 ball game with 4:48 to go here in the first quarter. Good long drive that started their own 24. They did get 7, but they did get 3. The full moon so far has shined on Miles College. They lead it 10-0. And don't forget ESPNU Inside the Polls, presented by Conoco, breaks down the new college football polls each Monday at 6 Eastern with Mike Hall, Mike Gottfried, and Todd McShay, looking back at the week that was and looking ahead to the big matchups in college football. ESPNU Inside the Polls, presented by Conoco, each Monday at 6 Eastern. For more information, log on to ESPNU.com. Along with Stan Luter, Charlie Neal here in Fairfield, Alabama. It's an SIAC Division II matchup with Miles College leading by a score of 10-0. A field goal just kicked by Miles College. James Justin Madison from 24 yards out to put his team up by 10 points. 4:48 remaining in the first quarter. Justin Madison now preparing to kick off for the second time this evening. Make it the second time after a touchdown and a field goal. This one will go out of bounds, so it'll be a penalty against Miles College as Jeremy Major wisely let that one go.
Very smart. You know, the difference in picking that ball up and maybe advancing it to the 15 or 20-yard line instead of getting the ball 1st and 10 at your 35.
So again, Ruben Dupree, who's ranked 1st in the conference in passing and 3rd in total offense, brings his team out, and they'll start at their own 35-yard line, down 10 points.
Very important, Charlie, for this Morehouse squad. They went 3 and out. They're down 10 points. It's the last game of the season for them to now try to establish some type of offense. You don't have to get the quick hitter, but stay on the field, get some confidence. You've got some weapons. You've got to be able to use them.
His brother, Ravenel Dupree, is in the backfield with him. He's the back there. Ravenel, also a senior from Atlanta. He's the man in motion. Back to pass with Ruben. Ruben with plenty of time. And there's a flag, and it's going to be flagged against number 75, Brian Irvin. Here's the long pass, and it's out of bounds. But Brian Irvin, he stayed with his man a long, long time. Or is it Michael Ray Robinson? It's one of the two. It's either 75 or 65. You're going to get called.
It's going to be, but the reason that holding call even occurred is because of the great coverage of the defensive backs by Miles. He had all the time in the world and just had nobody to throw the football to. Jesse Bailey, one of the leading.
On the offense, number 75, 10 yards, 1st down.
Brian Irvin, preseason first-team all-conference selection. He was the man.
Well, he got tired of blocking. They've been blocking for a long time. But watch as you count, 1,002, 1,003, whatever, and he's just scrambling. You see there's a hole right there. It's a very easy call. But look at all the time that he has to throw the football. Yeah, he's running for his life, but he couldn't find a receiver because of the great job the defensive backs did.
Some marriages didn't last as long.
They did last. You're exactly right, yeah. Well, having never done it, I wouldn't know, but I've heard some didn't last that long.
So it's now 1st down and 20. Ball back at the 25-yard line. Terrence Davis, the man in motion. We had flags again. And Morehouse College, a team that's been averaging 71 yards in penalties per contest. Looks like they're going to be penalized once again.
Which is 3rd fewest in this conference.
So it's a 5-yard penalty.
You can see the left side of that line and watching there's your motion man. And you can see Irvin just gets off just a little too quick. Wide receiver, Everett gets out there, and that's an easy call again. Got to give the officials credit. These are easy calls they're making. You see Coach Buford. It's been a long year for him this year.
He certainly has. Had some health problems a year ago because of a car accident that occurred before the season started, and then struggling this year. Of course, John David Washington has moved on to bigger and better things in terms of the NFL. He was the guy everybody looked to a year ago. Ruben Dupree decides to take off and run this time, and Dupree gets back across the 25 to about the 27-yard line. That was going to bring up 2nd down.
The strength of the defense for this Miles team are their linebackers. Nassim, Slater, we talked about, Purnell, making plays, being aggressive and going after. At that time, Jasmine Messine keeps it inside, goes inside, bam, there he comes, makes the tackle.
And now a quarterback in trouble once again. Now he decides to let it go, and it's complete in front of the Morehouse bench all the way up across the 40 to about the 42-yard line, and good enough for a first down to Ravenel Dupree.
Streeter's not going to be happy about the fact you've got a team in a long yard situation. Again, the coverage was good. The ball was partially deflected. Good concentration by Ravenel Dupree. His 55th reception of the year. 16-yard play. Boom. First down.
Averaging 9.9 yards per catch. Has a pair of touchdowns. Had a 70-yarder for a touchdown against Kentucky State earlier this year. This team from Atlanta won their season opener. They got off to a good start, 25-24. Actually, it's third down. It's not a fourth.
They actually had to change and moved it back.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
And now a little trickery. Did they get the first down?
That time they do.
Across the 47 to the 45 to the 47-yard line. So they now moved the change. It was third and inches that time. And they have it complete.
Quick three-step drop out of the gun. Boom. Again, another pass deflector. Remember, he's only 5'10", Dupree. Nice pass, nice catch. And that's Grant Bennett laying the wood to Dupree.
Rowe, the lone setback, I should say second back in the eye. Cowens is the up back, the fullback, and now he moves a little bit off center behind the quarterback. And now the handoff to Rowe. Rowe goes around the left side and is hit immediately. And again, coming up to make the stop is Grant Bennett, doing a pretty good job. The kid from West End High in Birmingham, Alabama. 11 career interceptions for Mr. Bennett.
54 tackles last season. One of the leading defensive backs in the SIAC currently right now. You know, had a 58-yard interception against Tuskegee. Always around the football. And again, the aggression of this football team from Miles is what they've got to count on. That's how they really scored a lot of their points, is on the defensive side of the ball.
No question about it. As you look at the yards so far, Miles with 159, Morehouse with just 20. This is Morehouse's second possession of the evening. And here we go with the ball again. Eddie Rowe having problems turning the corner. I'll tell you, they're bringing the wood to them time and time again, aren't they?
They don't play with you. Eddie Rowe, you think he's got some room. He's out of the gun. By the time he gets to the line of scrimmage, you've got great defensive backs and linebackers. You know, Robin Gamble that time was one of the guys with the initial hit, but they closed very well, this team from Miles College.
Yeah, Gamble slowed him down, and then he got help from his Purple People Eaters.
That's a good name for this defense.
A minute 25 remaining first quarter. 10-0 the score. Facing a third down and 8. That is Maroon Tigers of Morehouse College. And here's the delayed handoff. A little draw play to Eddie Rowe. And Rowe is going to be shy of a first down by about 3 or 4 yards, even though the ball is across midfield.
I like that call. You see the aggressiveness of those linebackers and whatnot. 4 Miles that time. You come with a little delayed handoff. Try to see if you can pick up some room right there. Almost got him too. Watch this. There's a little fake right there. Comes back inside with the draw play. Rowe comes up a couple of yards short.
So from the Miles 47, they'll punt for the second time this afternoon. No, there's a fake punt. Or is it?
Yes.
Yes, it is a fake punt. And it was Kelvin Moore who ran the ball down the field, and they get the first down. Look at that. A little trickery.
I love the call. If your last game of the season, you got nothing to lose, you go for fakes. Watch this. That's a good play. Watch the fake. Up, fakes on the camera. A nice play. David Hart. David Hart.
Our backup quarterback was the man who took it down, and he gets it all the way down to the 15.
I like that
yard
call.
line.
2 good calls on the last 2 plays, I think, for Morehouse. Look at David Hart, the sophomore from Adelia, Georgia.
33 yards, a first down, and the ball is spotted at the 14-yard line. Best penetration tonight.
Gotta punch this in.
Here again is Eddie Rowe, and Eddie Rowe takes it down to about the 10-yard line. A gain of 4 yards on the play. It'll be second down and 6. They can pick up the first down without scoring the touchdown. But that's going to be the end of the first quarter, so they're going to have to go all the way down to the other end of the field. Hopefully it doesn't break their momentum as the first quarter comes to an end. 10-0 our score here in Fairfield, Alabama. And it's Miles College on top of Morehouse. As we start the second quarter here at Fairfield, Alabama, 10-0 Miles on top of Morehouse. Log on to your new online source, all things college sports, ESPNU.com. Its online gateway will connect you to all the college sports content from ESPN, combining the latest news with an expanded collection of new exclusive material, scores, columns, video, and audio highlights, podcasts, live streaming games, and much, much more. Log on to ESPNU.com today, because we are college sports. And it's 2nd down and 6 now for the Maroon Tigers of Morehouse, threatening here. Deepest penetration for them today. Their second drive. Here's the handoff, and hit the backfield immediately is Rowe. Nowhere for him to go. Defense stiffened for Miles College.
George Wilcher comes in there.
Yeah, this junior from Atlanta, Booker T High.
Very good upfield rusher. Gets a chance to penetrate, makes the play. Wilcher comes in, gets some help from Haynes and the rest of the crew. And again, they're putting you in that 3rd down and long situation that you want to avoid if you're Morehouse.
Lost a couple on the play on that last drive. The quarterback takes off straight ahead and goes down to about the 6-yard line. And it's still going to bring up a 4th down. He's going to be short of a 1st down by about 2 yards, and I guess they'll bring on the field goal unit.
And that time they brought in David Hart to keep the football there. He's a little bit bigger, stronger, takes the hit, close to the 1st down. Now, do you kick this field goal with having faked the punt a moment ago? Do you fake that and kick? I think you try to get some points on the board.
Well, David Hart, who faked the field goal before, is the holder for this one.
Brockmont is 4 out of 6 this season.
37 is his longest, and we're going to get a delay of game. They probably didn't get it off in time because they were short a person on the special teams, and they had to wait for this lineman to get in, who was not the fastest of all people, coming from the sidelines at about 400 pounds.
To say the least, to say the least.
5 yards, still 4th down.
So the field goal will be attempted once again. The ball will be spotted back at the 11.
But I like the fact that Brockmont went ahead and kicked. It's like your practice, you know, on the putting green. You know, you take that little practice putt sometime, or better yet, that drive. Let's see if he makes this one.
28-yard attempt this time for Rockman. The kick is up, and it is good. So Morehouse gets on the board with 13:32 to go on a 28-yard field goal. So we've had a pair of field goals, one by each team tonight. 10-3 our score here. Now we got a penalty flag. Let's see what this is about. Offside.
On the defense, touch, field goal, it will be excess on the kickoff.
Yeah, don't take points off the board.
No, indeed, and they won't. So Terry Buford breathing a little easier right now. .13:32 remaining, second quarter. Morehouse getting on the board on a 28-yard field goal by Rockman. Abdul Rockman. But now Morehouse preparing to kick off. The deep man again is Dozier, a senior out of Palm Beach, Florida, as a kick returner. He has the best return average in the SIAC, both kickoff and punt returns, averaging 22.3 yards per kickoff return, 12.9 yards per punt return.
Now, remember there was a penalty?
Yeah, I was wondering about that. They, for some reason or other, they are not spotting the ball at the right place.
Yeah, it's supposed to be up at the 40 now.
All right, it was supposed to have been a 5-yard penalty. Well,
maybe they forgot. Maybe they forgot. There we go.
It wasn't illegal procedure. It was an offsides from on the field goal. I was wondering about that. At least the players were alert. Even though the officials may not have been. So this one will be kicked from the 40-yard line. And again, as you look at Wade Streeter, these officials hold up the game more than anybody else tonight. They stand over the ball.
Look cool for them tonight, you know, they're brain freeze.
And it's going to come down to Dozier. Or no, man took it out of Dozier's hands. Decided to bring it back was Otis Bumpers, a running back, number 42, and he brings it out to the 26-yard line.
All right, for Miles, you've had 2 drives. The first drive, very impressive. You get a touchdown. Your second drive, equally as impressive. You stutter at the end of the thing, have to kick a field goal, but you're up 10-0. Defense bends great. You get the special teams play. So we've got a closer ball game than maybe it should. This will be very interesting, Charlie, I think, to see how they're going to attack offensively now. Can they continue to run down the field and put points on the board?
From their own 26, worst field position that Miles has started at today. They started at their own 20, 24, and now the 26. From the shotgun, they work. And here's the handoff coming to the near side is Moncour. Moncour turns the corner. Gets the first down with plenty to spare. Up close to the 40-yard line. Stopped at the 39-yard line. A 13-yard run, and it'll be second down. Or first down, rather.
Wow, does Moncour run with an attitude. Watch this. You get outside. You get blocks there. Altman's one of the guys that are blocking for him. You don't see him. They pull his shirt till it doesn't matter. Picks up 19, 20 yards on 1 carry. And this is, again, a guy that has only rushed over 35 times going in this ball game for about 110 yards all season. It's hard to believe, but he's running well today.
It is hard to believe he's only averaging just under 3 yards per carry. And it's the first down. They spot the ball right at the 40-yard stripe. From the shotgun again, Ellis George is working. This time, hands off again to Moncour. Moncour breaking tackles. Finally stopped after a gain out to the 45-yard line of about 5 yards on the play.
Brandon McKinney, number 79, goes 6'3", about 345. You see a good block right there, about a center, number 52, about a guard, I should say, Demetrius Jackson. These guys are doing a great job. Watch that hole, boom, cuts on a dime, picks up 5-6 yards, and then a gang of Morehouse, a mess of Morehouse men. How about that? You have to try to take him down.
Second down and 5. Spears gets the handoff this time. Spears close to the first down. Right at the midfield stripe.
And what they're doing, they're not doing anything really special, Charlie. They're just attacking the line of scrimmage and going right at you with that big offensive line.
Ellis George has only thrown 5 passes tonight. They run the ball a number of times. That is Miles College, that is.
Moncour's run 8 times. Spears has had 4 carries. George even had 1 carry. I mean, you know, you don't have to throw the football when you're running the football as effectively as they are, 5-6 yards a clip.
Third down and 1. It's interesting how here's some movement up front. It's interesting how the 2 running backs switch positions in terms of the I formation.
Yeah.
One time Moncour will be the second back in the I. The other time it'll be Spears the second back in the I.
Spears is more of an outside runner. Moncour does a better job in between the tackles, and Moncour maybe be the better blocker, the lead blocker when the 2 of them in. But both are very potent today so far.
You mentioned the fact that this is Morehouse's last game of the season as we listen to, we have offsides.
Number 59, 5 yards penalty. First down.
So defensively, another penalty on Morehouse. They're accusing them of being offsides, but it gives Miles a first down at the 45-yard line of Morehouse.
Charlie, we talked in the open and early in this game about the number of players that Morehouse has having to play both ways. Kelvin Moore, number 7, playing the middle linebacker spot. One of those guys, he'll carry the ball and he'll stop the ball from being carried.
Here's a pass long for George. George is throwing, actually, and this one goes incomplete. Going long downfield to Derek Hector. Hector had a big catch earlier.
Morgan with a hold or maybe pass interference. But again, George has a very strong arm. Just airs that ball about 40 yards out there, and Hector not able to get. Let's see if we see it. Yeah, that's an easy call. They're going to hold, pass interference. I don't know what they're going to call.
They're calling pass interference, but was that catchable?
Yeah.
No,
no. The reason I say it was catchable is because he was impeded. Yeah, but he was impeded.
But the ball went out of bounds.
It doesn't matter.
So therefore,
he would have been out of bounds catching the ball.
So therefore, it's uncatchable.
First down, Morehouse.
Yeah.
I mean, Miles.
What I'm saying, it's a bad call.
Well, he got held. If he gets near hell, he can get to the ball.
He can't catch it out of bounds. It's still goes.
You don't know that.
But if he catches it out of bounds, it's still incomplete.
But he gets a chance to catch it. We're going to debate this one all night.
But it doesn't matter, even if you catch it out of bounds.
I understand that.
It's an incomplete pass.
But what the officials are saying is that because he was held, that
he's going to catch it out of bounds?
Bit to get the ball.
Yeah, but you can't catch a ball out of bounds, Stan.
Which came first, the chicken or the egg? All right, watch this. Look, watch this. Long pass. See, it's going to go out of bounds, but see, he's held. And see, then what? See, he could have caught that. Oh, and he falls in bounds. I rest my case.
He still couldn't catch it.
He did catch it.
Mix up in the backfield. And the two running backs run into each other.
Meanwhile, back at the game.
And it's second down.
Remember that old
Third
show?
down.
You beat a ref. Remember that? This is one of those where you can be at home. You beat a ref. There's got the running backs running into each other. They're a little confused too. That's been the best tackle so far in the football game.
They ran into each other.
Yeah.
And it'll bring up a 3rd and 9 now. The ball resting just inside the 30 at about the 29-yard line.
Would be very big for Morehouse to stop Miles on this drive. Forced him to a field goal or make them go on 4th down where they haven't had much success this season.
And now a timeout's being called by Ellis George. He's going to come over and talk things over with his head coach, Wade Streeter, who's also the offensive coordinator for the Golden Bears of Miles. Miles still has a game left on their schedule. They'll play Clark Atlanta in their next outing a week from yesterday, I should say, next Saturday. Here's the timeout situation. Morehouse has all 3 of theirs remaining. Miles with 2 left. And our score here is 10-3. Miles facing a 3rd and 9 when we come back. Here in the second quarter, 9:15 remaining, 3rd down and 9 facing Miles College. They're 0 for 1 in 3rd down conversions tonight coming into the game for the season, 31% on 3rd down conversions. And you look at the SIAC and all that's happening right now. Of course, Albany State is on top of the pack, followed by Lane and Tuskegee. Kentucky State, Miles, Fort Valley, Clark Atlanta, Stillman, Benedict, and Morehouse as far as the standings are concerned. Albany State won yesterday, beating Fort Valley 21-3. Lane beat Benedict by 5 points, 17-12, and Langston lost in overtime to Tuskegee, 27-24.
Out of the shotgun again. This has been a nice run play for him, or either run play. Pass, I should say.
There's a pass, a little bit too hard. Incomplete. Vincent Hill, the intended receiver, and it'll bring up a 4th down.
George actually has more time than he thinks. I think he thought he got to rush to get that out and just overthrows Hill.
And now we've got penalty flags. We've got some extracurricular activity going on downfield between one of the receivers from Miles College, number 85, that's Hector, and a defensive back from, I believe that's Brandon Morgan.
And if it's against Morehouse, this probably is going to be a 1st down for
Unless
Miles.
It's offsetting penalties. It might be 2.
And that might be, yeah.
Let's see what happens. Morehouse getting a little forward.
Personal foul on the offense, number 85. Personal foul on the defense, number 6. Those penalties offset. 4th down.
So it is offsetting penalties, and it'll bring on 4th down. And let's see if the kicking unit comes onto the field for the Golden Bears of Miles College, and it looks like it will be with Justin Madison. Remember, his longest field goal to date is a 32-yarder. This one will be a 46-yarder.
I was watching him in warm-ups today, and he was making them from 45, 48 yards. He's got the leg. It's a matter of the accuracy.
Now let's see what happens right now. Here it comes. The kick is up. I don't think this is going to make it. It's off the mark. So the 46-yard field goal attempt falls short, and but there's a penalty marker down. Offside.
On the defense, number 6, 5 yards penalty, still 4th down.
So he'll get a chance to try it from 41 yards out now.
You go from a 4th and 9 to a 4th and 5, 4th and 4. They'll bring him back out. I don't know. If you're on Wade Street, maybe I try to go out there.
Well, Coach Wade Street has called his whole team over to the sideline. Now the ball is set. 5-yard shot.
Go for it.
Closer.
Go for it. I like that.
And they are going for it, with the quarterback going back out there. So it's 4th down and 5, or 4th and 4. And they're going to go for it on 4th down. George from the shotgun this time. He gets the snap. Looking left. Throws. Has to complete to Dozier. Dozier knocked out of bounds. Clock continues to run, but get the first down. They pick up the first down. They go for it on 4th down. And they move the chains forward.
Dozier was the inside receiver on the wide side. And they just run a little pick play right there. See, he goes into a little mini pick run. Gives him all the space. He knew exactly how many yards he needed to get for the first down. Nice pass, nice catch, first down, Miles. A big offside penalty. You almost had the ball back. Boom, now you give the other team with a chance to score. 3rd
time this year out of 12 tries they've converted 4th down conversions. Now it's 1st and 10, and the handoff to Spears. Spears met, but gets down to the 10-yard line. We'll make it to 15. That's where they're going to mark it, actually. A gain of about 3.
The difference between a team that's 2 and 8, maybe 5 and 5, or 6 and 4 or better, are mistakes sometimes. It's just the rock of the football. An offside penalty by Morehouse not only gives Miles another chance to get the ball, but possibly score. You take that away, you have a chance to score, and this has been the story of the season for Morehouse.
It is 2nd down. Again from the shotgun. Here's a fade pass into the end zone, and we're going to get interference on the defense. And that's going to be again against Brandon Morgan. Morgan with very tight coverage on the intended receiver, Takino George.
He does a good job of covering George, but he's riding him the entire way down the field. Gets a little bump there after 5 yards. This is going to be, I don't think it's going to be a hard call.
Well, this is going to be
offensive interference.
They're going to call offensive.
Okay, then they're pushing on both ways. They got the second push.
It was in the end zone that it occurred.
On the offense, 15 yards, still 2nd down.
Oof, that's a big offensive penalty.
It really is, and they got, like I said, he was being run the whole side of the field, and they must have gotten George on the pushback.
So instead of defensive interference, it was on Takino George, offensive pass interference. So it'll be 2nd down. The ball spotted at the 30-yard line and 25. They have to get to the 5 to get a first down.
Penalties.
Here's George going to the air. Throws. And it's incomplete. Out of bounds. It was Hoyt on the far sideline, but the receiver was out of bounds when he made the catch. And again, that's Dozier, who's had a pretty good evening this night.
Yeah, similar route that we saw a moment ago. Dozier does an out route. Let's see if he gets those feet in bounds.
No
nope,
way.
Both no.
No way is he close to getting it down in bounds. So it'll bring up a 3rd and 25. So we may see this field goal once again if they don't convert here. George under pressure, lets it go into the end zone. Hector, touchdown. So they get it to fall this time. A 25 or 30-yard pass from
Charlie. I'm not certain if he caught that ball. I lose it.
Oh, they got a flag.
No,
illegal procedure.
He dropped it.
Well, they're signaling touchdown.
Watch this. Watch this.
But how do you signal touchdown?
I don't know.
I'm glad it was an illegal procedure penalty.
He never caught the football.
It's a good thing it was illegal procedure.
Yeah. We're in agreement on this one.
If it wasn't illegal procedure.
Well, I didn't see anybody on the Miles side jumping up and down. And I'm looking because I kind of lose it in the corner. But it was legal procedure, I guess.
4th and 25. I don't understand that. 4th down. There's no penalty. No yards knocked off. And this goes incomplete into the end zone. So the ball will be turned over on downs. Go figure. Figure that one out, right?
The touchdown there almost was. The field that was missed. The penalties. All I know is it's Morehouse football.
Not Morehouse football. Miles football.
No, it's
SIAC football.
It's SIAC football. Okay, somebody's ball here.
7:52 remaining here in the second quarter. We still have a 10-3 ball game, and Morehouse avoided a touchdown that time. 7:40 or 7:52 remaining here in the second quarter. Women's soccer on ESPNU continues tonight. Notre Dame facing Rutgers. It's the Big East Championship. It's women's soccer on ESPNU tonight at 10:30 p.m. Eastern. For more information, just go ahead and log on to ESPNU.com. We are College Sports. Charlie Neal, Stan Luter in Fairfield, Alabama. SIAC matchup, a 10-3 ball game. Morehouse with the ball for the third time this evening. Scored on a field goal the last time they had the ball. And here's a roll by Dupree, and Dupree gets the pass complete for about 9 yards up to the 39-yard line. And coming up with the catch for Miles College is Terrence Davis, the tight end.
One of the things you like about Dupree is the fact that he is very patient. He'll roll out, give himself some room because of his size, puts that ball right on the money to Terrence Davis. Only his second catch of the season.
They'll call it an 8-yard gain. It'll be 2nd down and 2. The ball spotted right at about the 38-yard line. This time they keep it on the ground, and they gain about 1 yard with the running back Eddie Rowe. Eddie Rowe, 8 receptions coming into the game. Had a 54-yard touchdown in the season opener against Benedict College, a game that they won by a point. He had 178 yards in that game, scored a pair of touchdowns. Carlos King was the quarterback of record in that contest, a touchdown pass and a touchdown run.
Only time this year he's been over 125 yards rushing. He's had a couple other solid ball games, one against Lane. I was down for that ball game and then against Tuskegee. But again, getting the run game going has been very important for Morehouse. This third down play is big.
And the quarterback decides to keep it himself and get the first down. That is Ruben Dupree going behind this big line there. It's a good blocking up front.
Charlie, if you notice a momentum swing in this football game early on, Miles had all the momentum. They had the touchdown, they had the field goal, had a chance to get some more points on the board a moment ago. Didn't do it. And all Morehouse is doing is staying in the football game. 6 minutes, 10 seconds ago, get a chance to score. The crowd is out of the game. Band not playing right now. Score and give you a little confidence as you continue to play. I mean, Morehouse is a very positive football team right now. Early on, I didn't think so. Now I do.
Now a little play action. Fumbled by the quarterback, and he is brought down with a vengeance. He is sacked. And coming up with the sack for Miles College, number 47 is Robin Gamble. We've seen him on a couple plays today.
Robin Gamble all over the field this time. But watch Dupree. Comes up, makes a fake, and drops the football. Just drops the football. Fortunate enough for Morehouse is able to get it. And there's Gamble there for his 4th sack of the season.
Senior out of Tyler, Mississippi, transferred from Southwest Mississippi Community College. So it'll bring up a 2nd down and long. We'll call it 20. Ball spotted all the way back at the 36-yard line, and from the shotgun, Ruben Dupree throwing long down the field, has a man there, caught at the 10, fumbled, and recovered by Miles College. Miles picking it up and bringing it back down the field. And coming up the field for Miles College is Jesse Bailey, the defensive back. And Bailey, a return man, still on his feet, and cuts back to the middle of the field. What a play! All the way back inside the 35 to the 33-yard line, and we have penalty flags down.
Charlie, I don't even know how to describe what we've just seen. Wow. Pay is thrown. This pass is going to be complete to Jeremy Major. Great catch. The ball is deflected. Knocked out of his hands. A good job by Bennett. We always tell you Bennett's around the football, and then take a look at Jesse Bailey. He's already returned one for a touchdown this season. On top of that football, takes it about 55 yards down the field.
Illegal block in the back from the return team, number 39, half the distance to the goal, first down.
So on the return team, now, is there a catch? That's what you have to understand. Did he make a football move? I don't know if he actually caught that ball.
I don't know if he did either, to be very honest with you.
That really should be an incomplete pass.
To be very honest with you, I don't know if he caught that either.
But either way, it looks like Miles is going to get the ball. It was a 60-yard pass, and then the long return, but the penalty is going to be against Miles, and they're going to get the ball back at their own 9-yard line, the first turnover of the ball game.
But credit Grant Bennett for not giving up on the play. The other cornerbacks beat, and Bennett comes back, makes the play, knocks the ball out of his hands, and there's my man Bailey. And that's a very frustrated, dejected Coach Buford there. He said, hey, the 6 we almost got, and then we give it back the other way.
So from their own 9-yard line is where Miles goes to work this time, keeping it on the ground and making good moves down the field. Here we go. And running is Jeremy Spears. Spears across midfield. Spears down inside the 30-yard line to about the 27-28.
Has this game had, let's talk about momentum swings. We keep getting them. Watch the great block, just a pull right there, boom, and then the rest of it is just offensive ability, speed, quickness, whatever you want to call it. Jeremy Spears has it. Looking around, runs out of gas. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Try to make the play. Brandon Morgan saves the touchdown.
Or a lack of breath.
Yeah, one of the two.
68-yard run for Jeremy Spears, the longest for him this year. Previous was 17 yards. And he's had a pretty good afternoon so far running the ball, cutting back inside and knocked down. Knocked down there. Coming up to make the stop, Duncor Alameen, a defensive lineman. Ball is spotted at the 25-yard line.
Miles has only scored 4 rushing touchdowns. We are watching great runs by Moncur and also Spears. They've only scored 4 touchdowns this year on the ground. So, I mean, you know, it goes to wondering, why can't they get it in? They got to punch this in. They've got.
They have not had a touchdown rushing the last 5 ball games.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They've been getting it with the defense and special teams.
And here's a little option delayed draw with Spears again on the carry, and the defense rising to the occasion for Morehouse College. College football in ESPNU, Morehouse College and Miles College. We're live at Albert J. Sloan Alumni Stadium on the campus of Miles College in Fairfield, Alabama. Along with Stan Luter, I'm Charlie Neal, bringing you all the action. The purple uniforms being worn by the home team, Miles College, the white and maroon being worn by the visitors from Morehouse.
It's been a lot of action being brought to you. I tell you what, not a lot of points right now, but a lot of action.
3 minutes remaining in the first half. 3rd down and 8 for Miles College. Ellis George, who's gone all the way at quarterback from the shotgun, going back to pass. Little pressure, has it complete, and a good move into the secondary and down inside the 5-yard line. Great catch down there by Vincent Hill. Vincent Hill just missed on an earlier pass to him. And now he gets on the 1st and goal this time. Or is it a 1st and 10? Let's see where they mark it.
Miles
they mark it at the 11.
At 11 has had a lot of success with the crossing route. You could see Hill going right across your screen. That's the pass. Perfect target. Catches the ball. Moves it down for 15 yards. Close to the goal line. 1st and goal. Or 1st and 10. What is it, Troy? I can't see that.
Well, they've got it at the 10-yard line, so it'll be 1st and goal at the 10, and from the shotgun. This time, George goes to work. Here's Spears with the handoff at the 5. Or knocked down at about the 6-yard line goes Jeremy Spears.
And I think the ball is marked right outside the 10, so they can get a first down without actually getting a touchdown.
Man shaken up is Derek Scott, the strong safety who made the stop on the play. Junior from Brownwood, Georgia. Here's Spears so far tonight. 13 yards per carry for the young man who has 130 yards to his credit.
Came into this game as the 3rd leading rusher. I mean, that's as a rusher on the team, #1 rusher on his football team, but way down as far as SIAC numbers, and hadn't had but only 1 game this year where he rushed for over 100 yards.
And here we go again. Running the ball down to about the 3-yard line. Moncour this time with the carry. One of the things that this Morehouse defense has done is stiffen when it's, especially with the run down to the goal line. Moncour on the carry that time, and he is stood up by stood up that time, I should say, by Robert Harris. Here we go. Working from under center here. Spears wide open. I could have walked through there.
The offensive line, give them credit. Early in the ball game, they were blowing Morehouse off the line of scrimmage 4 or 5 yards before they got to the 2nd layer. This time it was very easy for the touchdown run by Spears.
Spears with the touchdown, just his first rushing touchdown this year. Only the 5th for the team and the 1st in the last 6 ball games. And here for the point after to try to make it a 17-3 ball game. Justin Madison. Kick is up, and it is good. So that's our score right here from Fairfield, Alabama, with 5:57 remaining in the 2nd quarter. A 91-yard drive after the turnover, and we'll be back. Very little time remaining in the first half. Coming up on our ESPNU halftime show, we'll recap the action. You'll hear what our head coaches thought about the first half of play. See highlights, and we'll check off the stats, all coming up at halftime. So stay with us here. Under a minute to go before the half in Fairfield, Alabama. You have to give Miles credit. They took advantage of the turnover, went 91 yards, and took them 7 plays, big long runs, and they had great field position. But again, this is a conference that doesn't use instant replay. I think if you've been in one of those Division I conferences, that would have been challenged whether that was a fumble or not.
Very easily.
From about the 2-yard line. A flag, late flag comes in.
And Charlie, you talk about primarily because of monetary concerns and whatnot. Only Division I, and I think some, and 1AA, some conferences are the only ones that actually have the replay. It'd be nice to institute it throughout college football, but just because of
during the return, blocking the back on the return team, 10 yards, number 6. First down. What number you said?
What number did you say? Brandon Morgan. I'll tell you, Brandon, if it's number 6, he's been in all kinds of trouble tonight, hasn't he?
We could make the Brandon Morgan highlight tape.
They're going to have to bring handcuffs out for him. All the things he's done tonight.
But he's trying to make plays. He's trying to make plays.
So Morehouse has 45 seconds to go. The ball is at their own 11-yard line. And here's the quarterback, Ruben Dupree, in the backfield, and he is put down from behind. I'll tell you, what a tackle made downfield by Miles College. And that's Galen Hayden, 6'5" freshman from Birmingham, Alabama. Number 97 there. Watch.
6'5", 230 pounds. Just keeps running. Good decision to keep the football, but maybe he wants to think about that after that hit. Might want to get rid of that ball. If you're Morehouse, no mistakes. 15 seconds ago. Let's just get out. That's exactly. It says get out of this, go to the house, sit down for a minute.
You're not going to even run another play here. So that's going to be the last play of the first half. And as they go to the locker room, it's a 14-point lead for the home team. 17-3 our score. Miles College taking advantage of a mistake. They turn one turnover into 7 points after leading by a score of 10-3. It started with Georgia's 13-yard pass to Dozier. Madison hit a 24-yard field goal. Rockman put the only points on the board for Morehouse on a 28-yard field goal. And then Spears' 4-yard run. He has 133 yards in the first half alone. And right now it's a 17-3 ball game in favor of the home team. Now let's go down and visit with our coach at halftime. Coach, a little struggle there, and of course, well, you couldn't see it, but your team is down right now by 14 points. What do you say to them at halftime?
Well, we just got to continue to keep fighting, man. You know, the guys been fighting hard all year. Like I said before, turnovers, you know, when you got the big play, you got to make it. You know, stop the turnovers, and we just got to tighten up on defense. They run the ball directly down our throat. You know, we just got to man up and just play a little bit harder.
Coach, this is Stan again. You talked about that defense. Do you feel like you guys made some strides midway in the ball game where you were able to stop and force some field goals, but that long drive had to hurt you?
Oh, yeah, that definitely was a little small setback for us. But, you know, we see what they're doing. You know, they're not doing nothing fancy. I mean, it's just about lining up, getting off the ball and making tackles. Right now, we missed probably about 1,000 tackles out there. And it's showing on the scoreboard right now.
You told me about those great halftime speeches the other day, getting the guys fired up. What do you say to them the final 20 minutes, the final 30 minutes, I should say, of the season?
Well, that might not be made for TV.
All right. We understand.
Good luck, Coach.
All right, Terry Buford, head coach of Morehouse, his team down by 2 touchdowns at halftime. Back here at Stillman, make this Miles College in a moment. At halftime here, you see the Marching Maroon Tigers from Morehouse College entertaining the fans at halftime. It's 17-3, our halftime score, with Miles College leading Morehouse, along with Stan Luter, Charlie Neal. Welcome back here to Fairfield, Alabama. And Stan, when you look at the first half and you look at the mistakes that Morehouse has made, they were in the ball game there for a minute. And, of course, that last series of events added 7 points to Miles' score, and they're down by 2 touchdowns right now.
I got to give them credit for coming back. It would have been very easy for them to just say, okay, forget this, we're down 10-0, possibly could have been 14-0, but they fought back, got a field goal. The defense has been not break a couple times. They had the long drive a moment ago, but you got to really give a lot of credit to Miles. Their offense has been in full gear so far.
And of course, they've done it every kind of way you can.
Yeah.
You know, they've done it on the ground. They got a rushing touchdown, something they hadn't done in the previous 5 games, and I know Wade Streeter has to feel good about that.
He's got to. I mean, you look at it, Dave, this is the 10th football game for your team, and you've only got 5 rushing touchdowns. I mean, that's not very good offense any way you look at it. But what they have done is they've made good plays on defense. We saw the breakup or the fumble, whatever you want to call it, that they get and then turn that into a touchdown. And their special teams have been pretty solid, making the field goals.
For Morehouse in the second half, of course, their quarterback has been running for his life just about all afternoon. We're talking about Ruben Dupree.
Ruben Dupree's made a solid effort not to turn the football over. I like that. He has had to run for his life because the defense of Miles College, those linebackers, we've called their names so many times, are very, very aggressive. Play action passes, try to get Eddie Rowe going a little bit. I think those are the things offensively you've got to do if you're Morehouse. And if you're Miles, you continue to run the football.
Yeah. We're at halftime here. 17-3 is our score. The home team out by a couple of touchdowns. And as we go to break, let's listen to some of the sounds of the game from the Marching Maroon Tigers from Morehouse.
The House of Funk is about to get down. Today's dance routine includes songs from T.I., Young Jock, Cadillac Don, and Save Money, 69 Boys, and Cameo.
Back here at Sloan Field in Fairfield, Alabama, it's halftime of this SIAC matchup between Morehouse and Miles. You know, every year the race to sign the best high school football recruits gets more and more interesting. And for a look at this year's prospects, here's ESPNU's Mike Hall and Tom Luganville.
Tom Luganville.
Sloan Alumni Stadium on the campus of Miles College in Fairfield, Alabama. where the Miles Golden Bears leading Morehouse College 17-3 at the halftime. Let's check out some of the scoring and see how it occurred in the first half. Of course, Miles College getting on the board first. Here's the pass going in the air. George 13 yards in the air to Vernon Dozier. A 5-play 80-yard drive. The PAT was good, and then a 24-yard field goal by Madison made it 10-0. And then the fake punt taken down the field 33 yards by David Hart that set up the first field goal, and they only scored the game by Morehouse Rockman with a 28-yarder that made it 10-3. And then with 5:57 to go, here's Spears with the 4-yard run. He had 133 yards in the first half. That capped a 91-yard drive, a 7-play affair. They used 6:02 off the clock. The extra point is good, and that's the way we stand at halftime here, 17-3 right now. The Miles Golden Bears band, the Purple People Leaders, down on the floor right now performing. 17-3 our halftime score here in Fairfield, Alabama. And we're at halftime along with Stan Luter, Charlie Neal, and let's check out the SIAC standings right now as they're updated, including the scores from yesterday. Albany State still on top of the conference with a 6-1 record. As you look at the scores from yesterday, Albany State came out with a 21-3 victory over Fort Valley. Benedict loses to Lane 17-12. Stillman over Kentucky State 26-5, and Tuskegee in overtime beat Langston 27-24, which sets up the standings that are updated right now. Albany State on top. And the question is, will they get a bid to the Division II playoff right now? If not, they'll be representing the conference in the Pioneer Bowl.
In the Pioneer Bowl, and they had some success there 2-3 seasons ago. They've been in the NCAAs the past 2 years. So Albany State, this is a team that got off to a slow start with a Valdosta State loss, a North Carolina Central loss, and now has come on 6-1 in the SIAC. And what can we say about Johnny Cole? I mean, wow, what a great year the Lane Dragons have had a 6-game win streak. Stumbled a little bit lately, but 8-2. Who would ever thunk it? This is a team that did not win a ball game last year. You look down, Tuskegee, always a power in the SIAC. Kentucky State having a nice season. And as we see, Miles, Stillman, Fort Valley, Clark, Atlanta, Benedict, and of course Morehouse.
And you talk about the Pioneer Bowl. That'll be coming up in December in Charlotte, North Carolina. The SIAC against the CIAA. The SIAC leads in that Pioneer Bowl series 6-2. The Tuskegee has had 6 appearances in the Pioneer Bowl representing the SIAC. They're 4-2. Other SIAC teams to appear: Kentucky State, who won the only appearance they made, Albany State 1-0 in their lone appearance, while the CIAA, 6 teams appeared: Livingstone, Winston-Salem, Virginia Union, Fayetteville State, Shaw, and Bowie. The only 2 that came out victorious were Winston-Salem and Shaw University. So it should be a very interesting
Have you ever seen that trophy? That trophy's about 7 feet tall.
Well, let's look at our AP poll. Of course, Louisville, not a surprise, has moved up to the number 3 spot. When we talk about the BCS standings, here's the ESPN Associated Press poll right now. Ohio State still number 1, even though they struggled a little bit with Illinois, and Michigan struggled a little bit with Ball State yesterday.
Well, you expected that. You expected those 2 games there, but you look at that, sets up 2 weeks from now, Ohio State, Michigan. Don't forget my Trojans, number 8. They're coming up. Don't forget them.
All right, well, we're at halftime here, and it's 17-3. Wade Streeter's team up by 2 touchdowns, and he's down on the field right now. Wade, I'll tell you, pretty good first half for your team. You have to feel pretty good, especially with the running game. You're finally getting into the end zone by way of the run.
Yeah, we came out and played a solid first half. Guys were putting the ball in the end zone, and we hadn't done it all year. I think this is about the best first half we had in about 3 years.
Coach, 327 yards total offense, and your defense is making good plays. You've got to really feel good about that going into the second half.
Yeah, we need that momentum to swing and stay the way it is and keep us and make sure that we keep Morehouse off balance. If we can go out and have a second half like we did the first half, I'm pretty sure that we'll can be successful.
You jumped on them early. Morehouse was able to come back, get the field goal. You had the big turnover down here, and then the 93-yard touchdown drive. You felt like that was a momentum swing and get you over the hump in the second half?
Yes, definitely. You can go anytime you can go 93 yards in a drive. It puts a lot of pressure on the other team.
What do you say to your team now at halftime to try to keep up what has happened and transpired for you in the first half so there's no letdown?
Well, we tell them the score is 0-0. You got to go out in the second half and play a flawless ball game and know that they're going to come out and try to make some adjustments, and we want to make sure that we're not caught up on the short end.
Well, good luck to you in the second half. Of course, there's still another 30 minutes of football left here, a 14-point lead, and congratulations for a good first half for Coach Wade Streeter and his team.
Charlie, you really are impressed with Coach Streeter's composure today. He talked about his team early about playing with some emotion. They've done that. And he says, hey, look, it's 0-0 second half. We got to go out and win the second half, and we win a ball game.
Let's look at the first half stats. You look at the 327 total yards for Miles College. 133 of them was by one player, and that's Spears.
I'm impressed with Spears running, but look at that last column. Time of possession. They're handling the football. They're not making mistakes, and those 15 first downs.
Well, you know, we talked about the keys to the game early on. Defense for the Maroon Tigers and finished strong. Have they lived up to some of the expectations?
Well, the defense, if you look at the numbers, I don't think so right now. 327 yards of total offense by Miles, not very good. Finished strong, but we thought they were going to have a good finish if they scored the touchdown off the big play. But they had the turnover, so they don't finish strong. Need offense. I think they've gotten some offense today. Certainly have done a good job. This is the team that only averaged 17 points a ball game. And be aggressive. Yes, they have been aggressive. They've been in Dupree's kitchen all game long.
And there's Coach Terry Buford, an assistant at Hampton. This is in his second year as the head man of Morehouse. The team came into the game 2-8 overall, 1-6 in conference play. In fact, Coach spent much of last season recovering from that car accident. Felt the team would be better this year with all the seniors. Lost some people, had injuries, had to move people around. Some people flunked out of school, was disqualified in terms of grades and things of this nature. So, you know, when you have all of those things going against you, you have to make every kind of adjustment that you can.
The good news is 30 more minutes of football for this season. You can put this away and get ready for next year. 21 seniors that I know they're going to miss, but a class of 28 freshmen and a lot of other young kids that they're going to have in the program. They'll get it turned around. It just takes time sometimes to do that, but if the Morehouse faithful get behind this guy, Terry Buford's a good coach, he'll get it turned around.
He certainly will. Terry Buford, you see him over there, played on that FAMU MEAC championship team back 88 and 90. Played on 2 MEAC championship teams. So Morehouse will get the ball to start the second half. They won the opening toss, deferred, decided to kick off. And now a flag is going to be dropped because you had a player come on the field at the last minute for Miles College. He waited till after things were set, then he ran on the field, and that's Vincent Hill, the wide receiver, number 11. These officials have figured out a way to hold up the game. I don't care what you say tonight.
You get a penalty, nobody's on the field.
And the referee who would make the announcement is way down in the end zone. Now, the back judge, the umpire, and one of the other line of referees are discussing what's going on here. Now the umpire is going to go over. He's going to move the ball back 5 yards. Let's see. Oh, is he? No, he isn't. So why did they throw the flag? Now the player comes off the field, number 11.
I just call the game. That's my job. My job is to call the action on the field when the game starts. Now I can do that.
If they ever start. From the 15-yard line. And not much more than that for Morehouse College. And, of course, the quarterback so far in this game for Morehouse has been Ruben Dupree. Here's his stats tonight for 487 yards. And we have a penalty flag now. Let's see.
Offside's probably on the kickoff.
Offside. on the kicker. 5 yards from the end of the run. First down.
Oh, good. I didn't want him to have to kick it over. This was going to be a great exercise in just moving the ball. See, why would you? I was going to say, why would you take the ball 5 yards there? Why wouldn't you re-kick it with a chance to get better field position?
And traditionally, usually when you ask a team to re-kick, you usually pick up some yards because the kicking team is tired. Yeah.
Count how long this is going to take for them to get this kickoff.
Do I really have to?
The umpire has to give the ball to the kicker. The kicker is going to have to set it down on the tee. And then he's going to have to look down at the referee to see if he's ready for him to signal him. All right, here we go. All right. Now we're moving back 5 yards. I tell you, this is going to be an exercise, I'll tell you. This is interesting. In the meantime, the deep man is Jeremy Major to return this kick from Justin Madison. The umpire's going to stand over the ball, going to look down at the referee. He decides he's going to let him kick it. I tell you, it's going to take a while. From about the 17-yard line, not a lot better field position than they had before. So the ball will be spotted at about the 32-yard line after the return by Willie Bird. Or was that Thompson? Myrick Thompson.
And the good thing about that play, Charlie, no flag. There was no flag on the play.
Sure. From their own 33-yard line, Morehouse will go to work. First play of the second half. First down and 10. Major comes all the way to the bottom of your screen. In the slot is Quincy Avery. Free back to pass, looking. And is caught by Avery after the deflection, and Avery is across midfield and down to the 47, 48-yard line. The ball bounced off of the hands of a Miles player. It wasn't even intended for Avery, and he just happened to be Johnny on the spot.
Well, when it's going good for you. He looks inside, wants to try to go to Dupree, can't get it. The ball is deflected, and right in Avery's hands. His 24th reception of the ball season, 29-yard pickup. Avery, good concentration. A lot of times receivers give up on the play. He doesn't, gets the play.
First down and 10. The handoff this time, nothing for Eddie Rowe, and a loss maybe about a yard or two. Purple jerseys all around the running back, Eddie Rowe. Loss of 2. It'll be second down and 12. This Morehouse team started the season, as I said, with a win over Benedict, and then they lost 3 straight to Fort Valley, Lane, and Kentucky State. They beat Concordia before losing their last 5 ball games to Alcorn, Tuskegee, Savannah State, Clark Atlanta, and Albany State. Back to pass. Escapability. And now he's going to take off and run and lose more yards. You're supposed to throw that away. There's no reason to take a sack all the way back to midfield and lose more yards when you're outside the pocket. He could have thrown that down the field.
Charlie, I agree totally with you. You've got to just get rid of the football. But again, the second or third time today, we said great coverage by the defensive backs. They dropped 6 in the play, and Dupree confused about what he saw downfield. Instead of throwing it away, throw it on the side, takes the sack. Loses about 7 on that.
Yeah, 3rd and 17 right now. That was a second and 12, so he lost 5 more yards. So it's 3rd and 17. He'll work out of the shotgun, and Avery is the man in motion. Ruben Dupree's hit as he lets the ball go, and it's incomplete. That's some pressure in the backfield on the defensive side from Jermaine Henderson.
Watch Jermaine Henderson come from the outside right there. Just a half a second, bam, gets there. It's amazing that Dupree's able to get that ball off. And what I liked about Henderson, there's a nice pass overthrown, but okay, he got rid of that one. But Henderson didn't go for the head, got him on the shoulders, so they couldn't call the personal foul. Smart play.
This is only the second punt of the evening for Morehouse College. Irwin Aquia is the punter. Fielded back inside the 10 at about the 8-yard line by Dozier, and he brings it up across the 20 to about the 21-yard line. And that's where Miles College will go to work. First time they've had the ball in the second half. They lead it by 2 touchdowns. 12:05 is the time remaining. We're in the third quarter here in Fairfield, Alabama.
Introducing the official ESPN College.
12:05 remaining third quarter. 17-3 our score as Miles gets ready to start their first possession of the second half. And don't forget ESPNU inside the polls. Presented by Conoco. It breaks down the new college football polls each Monday at 6 Eastern with Mike Hall, Mike Gottfried, and Todd McShay. They take a look back at the week that was and look ahead to the big matchups in college football. It's ESPNU inside the polls. Presented by Conoco each Monday at 6 Eastern. For more information, log on to ESPNU.com. First down and 10. The stats on Ellis George. First half, 5 of 11. 127 yards, a touchdown for him. And for Ellis George, that's his third touchdown pass of the year. And he's facing a first down and 10. The ball at his own 22-yard line. His running backs are Jeremy Spears, the up back in the eye. Moncour is the second back.
First time you've had the football in the second half. You've had so much success running the ball, 327 yards total offense. Let's see if they just grind this out again.
Here we go with Moncour trying to go left and trying to break tackles, but a good tackle brought down from behind. There coming up for Morehouse College was Vincent Whaley, the linebacker, made a determined effort, a converted fullback. Here's one of those young men we were talking about earlier who had played on the offensive side of the ball and had to move to the defense because of lack of personnel.
Whaley, McFadden, Carlos King, Kelvin Morris, a lot of guys that have to come out there and do double duty. They're definitely getting the scholarship money this year.
It is second down after a loss of 1 and 11. This time George works from the shotgun. His back's beside him, and he hands off to Moncour. Moncour into the secondary. Moncour still on his feet. Moncour at midfield. Moncour trying to outrun the defense, and he is finally chased down by Brandon Morgan, but not before a great run all the way down inside the 30 to about the 28-yard line.
Charlie, we talked about this in the first half. May as well keep talking about the second. Little trap right there. And Moncour, look at the number of tackles. Only a two-hand tag, you're not getting a hand on him. He's 30, 40 yards down the field before anybody ever lays a hand on him. A great job of blocking by the offensive line. A 50-yard run by Moncour. First down, Miles College.
Moncour with the run that time. That is his longest run of the year. Previous was 14. And look at the yards. We have 2 running backs in the game with over 100 yards rushing on the same team. And there is Jeremy Spears this time, breaking tackles and spinning. And it's still, when you look at the running that these young men have done tonight, hard to believe that they haven't scored more rushing touchdowns.
5 rushing touchdowns. You know, one of the worst offenses in the conference. Division II football also. They're not scoring points, but today they're running hard. They're running effective. Great job of blocking right inside. Luke number 50 does a good job. Randy Jackson to spin. And then see he's moving his legs, moving his feet, looking ahead, and pushes ahead for a couple extra yards. Nice job by Spears.
To the left of the quarterback is Spears. To the right, Moncour. From the shotgun, they work. And here goes Spears into the gut. Spears breaks a tackle. It's still on his feet. Spears running with abandon. And he broke a tackle of Mark Russell. Russell had him in the backfield, number 92, and somehow he broke that arm tackle and picked up a first down.
Charlie, individual effort. Jeremy Spears refuses to go down there. He breaks one tackle. Got him there, spins. There's another spin. Breaks a tackle. Russell has him. Can't get him down. A third guy, a third spin. How many times do you see 3 spins on a play? You know, hey.
Normally you spin into something bad.
Into somebody bad. Boom. He spins 3 times, picks up yards. Just 19. First and goal to go.
At the 3-yard line, first and goal, trying to get another rushing touchdown. And here's the handoff. Spears goes off the right side this time. No signal from the official. Dropped at about the 2-yard line, maybe a yard gain, and that's about it.
Spears with 158 yards. Moncur with 115 yards. First time all season long they've had 2 guys rush for over 100 yards. I mean, they hadn't had a total of 300 yards rushing for the whole season.
No,
so, I mean, you know, they're getting it done tonight.
Look at Spears, 160, 11.4 average tonight and a touchdown. Moncur is the second back in the eye right now. And we got movement up front. Looked like one of the defensive linemen decided he wanted to get in there a little quickly, and that's Ryan Wilson for Morehouse, number 71, another one of those young men who's been moved to the defensive side of the ball.
Defense, number 71, half the distance to the goal, second down.
Pointing the wrong way. Defense is to your left there.
He got it now. He got it. He got it. He got it. Either way we look at it, Ryan Wilson's the culprit. Left, his left, you're right. You're right, his left. I don't know.
Again there, Moncur, the second back on this second down and goal, and Moncur has the ball. Moncur is in the end zone. Touchdown. So Moncur finally gets into the end zone by way of the run. That is his second rushing touchdown this year. And 2 rushing touchdowns today for Miles College, a team that hadn't put the ball in the end zone by way of the run in the previous 5 games.
That statistic just really boggles my mind. Good block inside. Moncur just leans forward, gets that, his second rushing touchdown of the year, and you got to think, Moncur 2 touchdowns all season. Spears didn't have a touchdown rushing until today. They've done a really good job running the ball, obviously.
And the point after from Justin Madison is up, and it is good, and it's a 24-3 ball game here. First possession of the second half by Miles. They go 78 yards in 6 plays, use 3:22 off the clock, and they take a 21-point lead over Morehouse. 24-3 our score here. 8:43 left in the third quarter. Don't forget, women's soccer on ESPNU continues tonight. It's Notre Dame taking on Rutgers. It's the Big East Championship match. Women's soccer right here on ESPNU tonight at 10:30 Eastern. For more information, log on to ESPNU.com. Spears been a workhorse tonight for the Golden Bears.
6 feet, 215 pounds from neighboring Jasper, Alabama, just showing offensive ability, getting some great blocks, tough. Watch this move right there. Boom, jumps over there, ducks a little bit, takes off, goes 63 yards down the field before anybody's able to get him. The tough yards inside, he's able to get those too. Having a solid ball game, 14 carries, 159 yards on a touchdown.
And you look at Miles' rushing offense, averaging 79 yards a game, 9th in the conference. That's dead last. Coming into tonight's game, you wouldn't know it by their play tonight, 278 yards. Here's the kick. It's going to come down to Jeremy Major. Major bringing it out from about the 2, trying to turn the corner, and is stopped at about the 15-yard line. And that's where Morehouse will go to work, first down and 10 at their own 15. You know, we look at it, Miles College, they've done a very good job of ball control tonight. They have not punted. They scored a touchdown on 3 of their 5 possessions, and they've kicked a couple of field goals.
Offensive efficiency.
Yeah.
Offensive efficiency.
And they turn over the ball 1 time on down. That's, you know, that's pretty good. And you're talking about their opponents this year, the 9 games, including this Miles team that they're playing tonight. A combined record of 35 and 48. Just 4 teams they played this year had over 500 records. They beat one of them. That was Tuskegee before losing to Albany State Lane.
And you're talking about offensive efficiency. Those teams, Lane, Kentucky State, are very solid, but they've only scored 31 points in the game all season.
There's a completion all the way up to the 30-yard line, a 15-yard gain. And on the reception for Morehouse College was Carlos King, who was a backup quarterback.
Yeah, started the season at quarterback. Just a nice little inside route, catches the ball, turns, and is just met rudely by Jesse Bailey.
And, you know, when you have athletes like this, you have to put him in the lineup somewhere. If he's not going to play quarterback, hey, let him play somewhere. And he catches passes. In fact, he had a 35-yard fumble recovery for against Albany State for a touchdown. And this one was complete once again to Carlos King, the junior out of Albany, Georgia. He started 6 games a year ago for this Morehouse team, and this year had thrown for 2 touchdowns.
Nice out route right here. Good strong throw by Dupree. Concentration catch. Make sure he's got both feet in bounds. Carlos King, a good solid player. As you said, versatile. Has played quarterback, plays on the defensive side. Nice catch for 18 yards.
First down and 10 from the shotgun with an empty backfield. Morehouse going to work. Ruben Dupree with a little time under pressure. He needs to get rid of it this time instead of doing like he did the last time he had the ball and taking that loss. Even though there's coverage downfield, you've got to figure out how to get rid of that ball.
Get rid of the football. You don't want to take a loss. It's gut check time for Morehouse. 7:25 to play. Last game of the season. You want to try to put some points on the board. Don't just go down with a fight. They're running on you on the defensive side, but offensively, this is a very good football team, statistically showing this season. So you want to try to get points on the board as quick as you can.
2nd and 8. 4th straight losing season for Morehouse College. They went 4-7 in 03, 4-6 in 04, and 3-7 a year ago. And right now they're 2-8 coming into tonight's ball game. Here's a deep handoff. And it's Kelvin Moore on the carry this time. A redshirt sophomore from Columbus, Georgia, coming into the ball game. 215 yards for him coming in, averaging 3.8 yards a carry. Now Moore is going out. Again, working from an empty backfield on a 3rd down and 5. The ball across midfield at the 45-yard line of Miles.
So that gives you 5 wide receivers, but that also means Miles is going to drop an extra defensive back in there, so you're playing against a nickel package.
Major, here's a little swing pass, a flanker screen to Major. Major gets the 1st down inside the 40 to about the 38-yard line.
And that's what you can do if you've got a good athlete like Major. You can get him outside in space, try to let him make a play. He needed 8 yards, got 8 yards.
Speedy shifter, they call him a game breaker. Jeremy Major, junior from Decatur, Georgia, came in with 22 receptions, also had run the ball about 3 or 4 times and was averaging 10.3 yards every time he ran it.
Got a little rub block by Fred Strickland to get him to the outside.
It is 1st and 10 at the 38. Little delayed draw this time, trying to go off the left side with Eddie Rowe. And Rowe maybe a yard, and that's about it, down to about the 37-yard line or 36. Eddie Rowe, a senior from Atlanta, one of those seniors who backed up J.D. Washington a year ago. J.D. finished his career with Morehouse with 3,669 yards rushing, had 1,198 last year. He's with the St. Louis Rams right now, who lost today, by the way.
Oh, did you lose?
Yeah. Dupree remind me of Peyton Manning there. He was dancing around back there. That's the last resemblance, though.
Be nice.
Here's a pass out in the flat to Terrence Davis, the tight end, breaking tackles, still on his feet, and gets down to the 35-yard line. He's still going to be about 7 yards shy of a 1st down, and that'll bring up 3rd down. They gained the yard on that whole thing.
That's what I'm about to say, Charlie. That was a lot of action there. There's a resemblance to Manning because of the number, maybe, and then you roll to the right, come back to the left, and you make the pass, and all that action, and you picked up, what, 1 yard?
1 yard.
Beggars
But
can't
it's
be
better
choosers.
than losing.
It's better than losing. You're supposed to say beggars can't
He
be
didn't get
choosers.
sacked, and he didn't lose the yard. So it's 3rd down and 7. The ball now at the 35-yard line.
And they've been 3 out of 7 in 3rd down conversions. This is big. Move the chains. Try to get some points on this board.
They were 4th in the conference in 3rd down conversions this year. Again, under a little pressure. Here goes the quarterback. Hit on the far sideline. He's going to be way shy of a 1st down. He may have gained 2 or 3 yards on the play, but it's going to bring up a 4th down and about 4.
Easy call for me. I don't know about you, Charlie. You go for this. Dupree's had to scramble and run for his life because of the great pursuit of this Miles College football team. You can look at Robin Gamble, 47. He's been in his kitchen all afternoon. Little fumble after the play. 21's on that play. Raj Levin. Easy for Coach Buford. He says, hey, fellas, let's get this.
53% on fourth downs this year, third in the conference, 10 of 19 this season. Let's see if they can make this one. From the 32 of Miles College. Here's a little swing out the flat. Major having problems holding on to the football. He bobbled it, which allowed the defense to recover it, and that's Rashad Bligent, who came up to make the stop.
And he was blocked, Charlie. He was blocked and just kind of got up. Again, you don't give up on a play at any time. Watch 31, Rashad Bligent, and then looks almost like a little lateral, tries to get him out there. There's deflection set time. You see he was blocked, and he just kept on the play. Great teaching point for youngsters. Don't give up on a play. You never know what's going to happen. One-time hit, and he makes the hit.
So they turn it over on downs, and on first down and 10, Miles will take over at their own 33-yard line. Leading it by 3 touchdowns right now. And they run it off the right side with Moncourt, who's been the workhorse, and Moncourt with 7 yards on the carry. It'll be second down and 3 at the 40.
Makes it real easy for Wade Streeter to call plays when you're in second down and 3 or 4 yards. I mean, you can do a lot of things. You can throw, you can run your little option sets. Hey, just keep running the ball.
You always want to be ahead of the chains. You don't want to be playing behind the chains.
Oh, yeah.
Even if it's only a 3-yard gain, you're still ahead of the game. From the shotgun this time, bouncing to the outside of Spears. Spears has the first down at the 45-yard line with under 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. We're watching college football on ESPNU from Morehouse College and Miles College, and we're at Albert J. Sloan Alumni Stadium on the campus of Miles College in Fairfield, Alabama, along with Stan Luter, Charlie Neal here. The home purple jerseys being worn by Miles College, the white and maroon being worn by Morehouse. The men of Morehouse are in the house, and they're trailing by 3 touchdowns on first down now. Here's Spears into the secondary. Spears very close to another first down inside the midfield stripe on the Morehouse side of the 50, and we have a player that's down for Miles College, a little slow getting up. Demetrius Jackson, the elementary ed major, the left guard, number 52 from Marion, Alabama. A little slow.
Really want to thank everybody here at Miles. While you got a second, you're talking about the stadium. This press box is really nice, you know, and everybody here has been so nice to us today, this weekend. Just want to thank them for all their support. We'll be back down to Miles. I'll tell you what, I've had a good time.
Oh, yeah. Demetrius Jackson goes off under his own power. There he is, senior, Marion High. Wants to be an elementary ed teacher.
Now, would you give him some? That's what you need more of in the school system.
325 pounds.
That's exactly right. You need more teachers that are 325 and 6'3". You won't have all these discipline problems you have in school today.
Maybe you should teach high school. From the shotgun. On second down and short. Straight ahead. New running back in the lineup this time is Jeremy Johnson, sophomore, also from Marion High, Marion, Alabama. High school teammate of Demetrius, although Demetrius was a little bit ahead of him by a couple of years, but they moved the chains forward to pick up another first down to the 37-yard line.
And Johnson was one of the guys that had scored a touchdown, those 4 rushing touchdowns this season before we've seen Spears and Moncourt get into the act.
So Jeremy Johnson is in the backfield along with Calvin Jones now. We've seen Spears and Moncourt create action, and there's Jeremy Johnson again. Down to the 35, 34-yard line. So we have a new set of running backs.
They've worn the other ones out.
With Morehouse claiming they had recovered a fumble. Scott came up with the ball. Derek Scott brought it back to the referee. Referee said, now, whistle blew. And, of course, the 2 bands have been battling here all evening. Morehouse band in attendance. tonight, making the trip a couple hours, 2.5 from Atlanta to Birmingham, while the Miles band right up under us here, enjoying themselves.
The purple marching machine.
And we have a flag for delay of game. This is going to be the play clock ran out on Miles College before they got the ball.
Delay of game on the offense, number 13, 5 yards, second down.
You know, it's interesting. You hear the band playing. Their band was playing while they're trying to call signals. That's unusual.
Yeah, it is. I mean, some conferences they have rules about the band playing
At all.
No, at all. When they cough it up. And here,
Which I think is a crazy rule because, I mean, if the bands want to play, let them play. I think it's a crazy rule.
Yeah, but you can't hear the
It doesn't matter.
quarterback in line. Wait a minute, you don't want to hear?
What's the difference between that and the fans yelling? You had 100,000 fans in the stadium.
That's a good point. That's a decent point. I'll give you that one. But, you know, a tuba.
The bands are basically in one section of the stadium.
You can't play when you're going to that side of the field. How about that?
You have the bands in one section of the stadium, or where there's seating area, where you have fans. You go to some of these stadiums with 70,000 fans, and they're all over the place. So that argument is a moot point.
That there's too much noise, the band?
The band, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Let them play.
Well, that's a very valid point. I would say.
NFL, what do they do? What do the guys do? They
don't have bands.
Well, but I'm saying, what do the coaches do when they have these stadiums they're going to play in where there's a lot of crowd noise?
They do solid counts. They do solid counts and work on the understand. Right.
So therefore, I mean, you're that.
But I want to be able to hear my quarterback.
Look at this. That's a wide tittle pass.
Oh, my God.
You have to be old to remember why Tittle.
My goodness. You're bringing that out now. Oh, my goodness.
From inside the 30 to the 29. And let's see. Still going to be, I believe, a little short of the first down. It's going to bring up a 4th and about 1.
Well, Ellis George, you've been compared to a lot of people. Bring this one to the group now. Y.A. Tittle. There's a Y.A. Tittle pass. And the completion, we go to 4th quarter.
That's the end of 3 right here in Fairfield, Alabama. 21-point lead for the home team. 3-touchdown advantage right now, and they're driving once again. When we come back for the final 15 minutes of this SIAC matchup. Some of the sights of the game, it's been all Miles, both offensively and defensively here tonight, and they lead it by 3 touchdowns as we start the 4th and final quarter here. And log on to your new online source, all things college sports, ESPNU.com. It's an online gateway that will connect you to all the college sports content from ESPN, combining the latest news with an expanded collection of new exclusive material, scores, columns, video, and audio highlights, podcasts, live streaming games, and much, much more. Log on to ESPNU.com today because we are college sports. 4th and 1 facing Miles College. First play of the 4th quarter. Johnson, the up back in the eye. And now we have the officials. For whatever reason, they want to hold up things again. We need to get them some more TV games.
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Now we have movement on the defense. That should have been a penalty against Morehouse College. That would have given an automatic first down unless somebody moved. But the defender came across the neutral zone and made contact with the player. And it is offsides against the defense.
5 yards, first down.
Trust a lot of action without the clock getting moving.
It certainly is.
You know, a lot of stuff.
How many
going
penalties
on
in this game so far? Here we go. 15 penalties. Morehouse has been penalized 9 times.
You think back to Morehouse in the first half, had the penalty on the offsides, and the encouraged to give them a touchdown.
That was a first down play. Now that was Johnson on the carry, and he takes it all the way down to the 16-yard line. A pickup of about 7 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 3. First series of the fourth quarter here. Miles on top. They controlled the game throughout. They started out with a 10-0 lead. Scored on their first possession. In fact, have scored on every possession except one today, and they turned it over on downs after driving to the Morehouse 31-yard line. Here's Johnson running with abandon, and Johnson gets the first down to the 12-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for Miles College. Jeremy Johnson, a sophomore, came into the game averaging 3.7 yards per carry.
He only carried the ball 17 times.
Well, as you look at Terry Buford, his counterpart, Wade Streeter, the 10th coach at Miles College since 1973, but has the best winning percentage. Vincent Hill in motion, number 11. Here again, they run the ball off to the right side. Another new running back into the lineup for Miles College. This time it's Michael Felton, a sophomore from Huffman High in Birmingham, right down the street from where we are in Fairfield, Alabama.
Charlie, one thing I'm very impressed about all the running backs we've seen, Spears and Johnson and, of course, Monker and now Felton, when they get hit at the line of scrimmage, they lean forward. You notice that he was hit, he got his shoulder square and fell forward for another extra yard or 2.
2nd down. We'll call it 6. Felton's out of the lineup right now. Jeremy Johnson's in there, along with Spears. Spears trying to turn the corner. Does. On a 2nd down play. Spears on the carry.
We've had so much success with this little lead play all game long. The hard rushing by Jeremy Spears.
And it's 3rd down. 3rd and about 3 at the 5-yard line. They can get a first down, and they get to the 2. Hill in motion. This time again, they go to Johnson. Johnson going left. 5, touchdown. Miles College. 12:27 to go, and Miles again puts the ball into the end zone. A 67-yard drive.
What do you say about a team that's only had 4 rushing touchdowns all season long? They've had 3 today. Watch this. Johnson, the 3rd running back to get in the end zone to play. We just saw it to the left side. This comes to the outside. Boom. Get in the end zone. Touchdown, Miles.
30-3. The point after by Justin Madison. He's hit 3 so far this evening, plus a pair of field goals, and he makes it a 31-3 ball game. 12:27 the time remaining. It's been a Miles show tonight. Here's Jeremy Johnson for 6. 31-3 our score, and what a outpouring of offense for this Miles team, a team that came into the game averaging 17.2 points per contest. They just about doubled their normal production for the season. Not a team that scores a lot of points. The most points they have scored all season long. And 31 points just equals the 31 points they scored in their win over Tuskegee.
And they have a big win at the time against Tuskegee. Tuskegee's coming off a nice win early. It was number 20 team in the country, and they knocked them off convincingly 31-20. Part of that 4-game win streak that Miles had.
It'll come down to Major at the 2-yard line, and he slips down, fakes like he's going to throw the ball the other way, and then we get a block in the back, and he's down the sideline, but that's going to be brought back. Definitely a good penalty. Eddie Rowe was guilty of blocking one of the Miles players in the back.
And I'm not certain if he was by him or would have been by him, but after he needed to block. Exactly. That was a slow developing play. They initially wanted to do the throwback, and he stumbled, so he's looking out to keep the ball.
Return, illegal block in the back on the return team, number 3. Half the distance to the goal, first down.
Eddie Rowe, the guilty culprit. And the ball would be moved back, and with 12 minutes and 11 seconds to go, there's a timeout on the field. Here it is. There's the block in the back by Eddie Rowe that sprung Major temporarily. But that's going to move the ball all the way back to the 9 when we come back. First down and 10 for Morehouse.
So, have you been on a lot of blind dates?
Wade Streeter's team with a comfortable 4-touchdown lead, 31-3. And don't forget ESPNU inside the polls, presented by Conoco, breaks down the new college football polls each Monday at 6 Eastern. Mike Hall, Mike Gottfried, and Todd McShay looking back at the week that was and a look ahead to the big matchups in college football. ESPNU inside the polls, presented by Conoco, each Monday at 6 Eastern. For more information, log on to ESPNU.com. With 12:11 to go, along with Stan Luter, Charlie Neal here, Fairfield, Alabama. Worst field position starting for Morehouse College tonight. This one from their own 9-yard line. The best field position that they have gotten to in terms of how far they've gotten down to the field in the second half is to the Morehouse 33. Let's see if they can get something going now. This ball thrown out in the far sideline, and it's complete over there to Ravenel Dupree, the brother of the quarterback, Ruben Dupree. Gain of about 5. Make it 4 to be second down and 6.
Ruben Dupree's having a nice night. He was 10 out of 11 for 150 yards. I mean,
when he has a chance to throw.
Yeah, when he has. That's what I'm just sitting here thinking about that, man, you know?
Back to pass again. Little pump fake, lets it fly, and that's going to be incomplete. Way down the field. Again, Major was the intended receiver, and he was battling Willie Bird down there, number 1.
Willie Bird does a good job of trying to screen out Major. We see the strength in the arm of Dupree. Just kind of runs out of real estate, overthrows him. But you know what? Dupree might make a good play, or maybe, what about going to Canada or going to arena football or something? I mean, his size definitely is a detriment to him, but he's got a lively arm.
He does, and he moves around pretty good. And it's a 3rd down and 7, though, facing them. They need to convert this 3rd down right now. From an empty backfield, back to pass, has it complete, first down, still spinning. Don't lose yards, don't lose the first down.
What do they give him? Forward progress. Yeah, I think they're going to give him forward progress and make the first down.
Major on the reception, gets to the first down across the 20 to about the 21-yard line. In the first half, the furthest that Morehouse was able to get was to the 6-yard line, where they kicked a 28-yard field goal, and then they got it all the way down to the 9 before fumbling it away, and then a 91-yard drive by Miles put some more points on the board. It is first down and 10. Again, empty backfield. The shotgun has it complete to Ravenel Dupree. Ravenel with about a 7-yard gain. Out to about the 27, 28-yard line.
You wonder
and that's what you have to do, rather than going all the way down the field.
Dink and dunk down the field, move the chains, get first downs. You got to wonder how many times those two guys have connected in the backyard over their course of their life.
Yeah, they probably played a lot of high backyard football, and I'm sure they know each other very well. Ravenel, about a year younger than his brother, the quarterback Ruben. Here's another complete pass, far sideline. Stepping out of bounds was Avery after the reception and stopping the clock. And first down is gain up to the 42, 43-yard line.
Well, some of the guys that were the first liners were out of the ball game on that drive. Coach Streeter quickly gets some of those guys back in the ball game, and they're telling the defense, let's tighten up a little bit. Their underneath routes have been open the last series for Morehouse. Dupree's done a good job of recognizing that and trying to take those yards.
In the slot to the right is Donald Hart. Here's a little pressure on the quarterback, being chased from behind. Takes off, gets first down and across midfield.
Flag down, Charlie.
Do we have an eligible downfield? He didn't throw it, so it doesn't matter if that's what it is, unless it's a holding on the defense.
That's right in front of the Miles bench. You can't really see it, but I saw as soon as the play took off.
Offside.
Offside on the defense. Number 96, decline. First down.
Oh, yes, we declined that. George Wilcher, the junior from Booker T. Washington High in Atlanta, guilty of being offside. And a first down, though, for the quarterback.
George Wilcher offside. You saw Carlos Woods, also number 95. Dupree running for his life.
That's
when
why
he had
Wilcher
time.
was in there.
Yeah, it was in there too quick because he's offside. Yeah. I mean, duh.
10:23 to go. Here's a pass on the inside and falling down after the reception. That's the kind of night it's been for Morehouse. Is Fred Strickland, a freshman. He had the reception but fell down trying to make a cut back to the inside. Still managed to pick up about 3 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
Very impressive drive right now from Morehouse.
Yeah, it's hard to believe that they're down 28 points right now. When they've had some pretty impressive drives, they just weren't able to capitalize. In fact, the one drive that killed them was the one they got all the way down to the 9 and fumbled the ball away. And then Morehouse was able to convert. Here's one going to the end zone. A battle for it. Touchdown. What a great catch in the end zone by Major between 2 Miles defenders. A touchdown for Ruben Dupree.
Ruben Dupree hangs this one up there a long way. 44-yard touchdown reception for Jeremy Major. Watch him just go up there and just out-jump the defender. Out-jumps Willie Bird that time. Makes the play. Touchdown, Morehouse.
Now they're going to go for the 2-point conversion now. And, of course, I'm sure we're going to see the onside kick also. From an empty backfield in the shotgun. Flags are down. Movement on the offense. (31-9) is our score right now. 8 play. 91-yard drive. 2:31 off the clock. So we've seen 2 91-yard drives tonight, one by each squad.
On the offense, number 16, 5 yards. 2nd down.
Avery had a big catch during that drive. Guilty of a false start. And they'll move it back 5 yards further. Ball will be placed at the 7. And now the quarterback, Ruben Dupree, will work again from an empty backfield.
4 wide to the right side.
Under pressure. Gets away. Picks the ball up. Finally. Well, I'll tell you, that was a disaster, wasn't it? Had disaster written all over it.
James Harris, along with Galen Hayden, just making life miserable, you know, and don't forget Tremaine Henderson also, all of the guys on the plate making that 2-point conversion hard. So we'll keep playing.
31-9, our score here. 2-point conversion fails for the 91-yard drive by Morehouse. 9:39 to being shut out for 3 quarters in terms of touchdowns. They did have a field goal. He's drawing something up on the sideline. Do you think it's an onside kick, or he's getting the defense ready for the next series?
Whatever it is, I like it because he's still coaching. The guys are still paying attention, trying to make another play. That's what you got to have. This is the building blocks of the future for Morehouse. But I think onside kick. I don't know if I would or not, but you're down, you got nothing to lose. You know, you go for it.
Well, I'll tell you, Miles is ready for it.
They are.
They got the hands team in there, and they have everybody, not about anybody really deep. Vernon Dozier, who's normally their deep man, is all the way up at the 26-yard line.
The problem, if you don't convert on this onside kick for Morehouse, you give Miles a short field. And the way they've been running the football, you know, it may not be one of those time-consuming drives there for another 6 points.
Maybe you kick it away, huh?
Yeah. You can pooch it over there to about the 40, 35-yard line.
Here we go. Dozier, and that's about what you asked for. And it looks like it's going to go out of bounds. Unfortunately, And he'll get the ball at the 35-yard line.
And that's where that 5 spot, the 5 guy on the wing has got to just sprint down the field. If you know they're going to kick it to that open area, you got to sprint down and try to get it. Once it goes 10 yards, it's a live ball.
Well, we're in Fairfield, Alabama for this SIAC matchup. Morehouse visiting from Atlanta with their white jerseys on. Miles with the purple jerseys, the home team, along with Stan Luter. I'm Charlie Neal. And, you know, we talk about the Division II playoff stand. There are 4 regions in the country, and they're ranked in their respective region, Northwest, Northeast, Southeast, and Southwest. And Lane out of the SIAC is ranked 11th in the Southeast region, the only team from the SIAC with a regional ranking. And it's going to be very interesting when it comes to playoff time to see who gets the call as Miles tries to go left and the defense stiffens for Morehouse College.
I think you've got 4 schools, 4 HBCU schools in the top 12, and
North Carolina Central,
Elizabeth City,
Johnson C. Smith, and Virginia Union.
And Johnson C. Smith took an L yesterday, so they'll probably drop. Union took an L, and then you're talking about Lane is number 11, I think. So, then the question that we talked about earlier: where will Albany State go? Do they get a chance to get a bid representing the SIAC?
Will Lane get a bid?
Or will Lane get that bid?
Or will any SIAC school get a bid?
If not, then that Pioneer Bowl bid becomes more and more important.
It certainly does. And of course, they're trying to garner fans and tickets sales for the Pioneer Bowl. It's going to be played up in Charlotte. A little chilly last year up there, wasn't it?
No, it was cold. no. Nice look here. Pull the guard right there. Inside play. Another running back for Miles getting some action time. That's George. I think that was Takino George. But no, it wasn't nippy. It was very, very cold, and as the day wore on, the colder it got. Huh? Yes, indeed.
And, you know, it's a very good possibility the CIAA could get 2 teams in, North Carolina Central and Elizabeth City.
Yes, yeah.
And that would put Johnson C. Smith possibly in the Pioneer.
That would be big, especially for Johnson C. Smith. You got to remember, Smith had the longest losing streak in Division II football, you know, with 22 losses over a course of 2.5 seasons, and all of a sudden they're 7-3 this year and finished 2nd place in the CIAA. But yeah, CIAA championship next week.
And you're going to have to get past Grand Valley, who's won 3 of the last 4 Division II championships. They've been in a championship game 4 of the last 5 years under 2 different coaches.
Yeah,
that's what's so interesting. They changed coaches and they still
kept going.
A powerhouse, huh?
Yeah, Grand Valley, North Alabama down in this area, playing very good football.
Remember North Dakota State?
Yes.
They had what, the most Division II titles, 6 under 4 different coaches. Now they're Division I, 1AA. Here's Miles, the penalties in the game. Here we go. Here's the pass down the field, and it's off the hands, almost intercepted. Major almost had his hand on it. I believe that was Major. Or was that? No, that was Robert Harris who almost had his hands on it, number 20. So to bring up a 4th down punting situation, still 7:24 and some time for Morehouse to put some more points.
Morehouse stopped it right there. Darryl LeBode, intended receiver. Harris just gets his hand on it. Not able to pull it in, but a good defensive stand for Morehouse.
Well, they'll punt it from their own 34-yard line, 33. This is the first time tonight that Miles has punted the football, and it takes a Morehouse bounce and dies at about the 31-yard line. So the first punt of the night, and pretty good field position with 7:11 to go for Morehouse. In Fairfield, Alabama's team with a comfortable 31-9 lead. Morehouse with the ball. They scored on their last possession. They're about 69 yards away from putting it into the end zone again if they can keep the drive alive. They've gone with an empty backfield, and Ruben Dupree has gone all the way at quarterback tonight. There's the combined 750 yards between the 2 teams, and we got flags already before they can get the first play off. Ball start's going to be against Morehouse. They've been penalized quite a few times this evening, and most of those things are mental mistakes.
Yeah, exactly.
On the offense, number 65, 5 yards, 1st down.
Michael Ray Robinson, the guard.
So that 12th penalty, I think, of the evening.
They say that Michael Ray has the quickest feet of all the big men on the team. He couldn't wait to get those feet moving on that play, could he?
Sometimes being quick is not an advantage for you.
It is 1st and 15 from the shotgun again. Ruben Dupree throws out the flat high too much. Just a little bit too big for his brother. He's getting his brother killed over there, throwing the ball up like that.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah, right. Willie Bird put the hit on him.
Ravenel's only 5'10", and he looked really small as you saw him walk down by the offensive lineman. They just a Stanfield, bringing Warman up to get in. We saw him back in Stillman earlier in the season.
2nd down, 15. Again out in the flat, and the pass is complete. And again, it's complete to Ravenel Dupree, who's a little slow getting up right now. Look like he's
we know is this 6'4", and he says, hey, look, I hit you, and hopefully he's going to be okay. I don't like the way he's carrying off the field.
3rd and 12 is the score right now for the possession for Morehouse College. Under pressure, quarterback sack in the backfield. One of the few times we've actually seen him get sacked back there tonight. And coming up with the sack for Miles College, number 43, coming in there is Antonio Denmark out of Miami's Dillard High.
Keep coming, keep coming. That's what you're doing if you're Miles. This is the 38th sack of the season that Morehouse has given up. And I mean, just, you know, a good job by the Miles interior lineman not giving up on the play.
3rd time tonight, Morehouse has punted. Ikuya is the punter. And we get a delay of game again. Well, I tell you, they just, or is it Kelvin Moore? Kelvin Moore is the punter. He's the one that took off on the fake punt earlier and turned it into a big.
On the offense, number 14, 5 yards, still 4th down.
So Kelvin Moore in to do the punting. They've had a couple punters this year. Kelvin has punted this evening a couple times. Came into the game 19 punts, averaging 32 yards per punt.
Are you suggesting he fakes this one?
I don't know. You never know. Stay tuned. And it is a fake. And there's a pass out of the flat. Ball taken loose. It'll be a fumble, and it'll be Miles recovering at the 15-yard line. It was a fake. They threw it, had it complete out to Robert Harris. He got hit, fumbled the ball. Miles recovered. 2nd turnover
and
of the ball.
was that Willie Bird? There's the fake. Great fake. I love the execution of the fake. Has him coming back, and look at this hit by Willie Bird. We've seen Willie Bird the last couple of plays just attack Morehouse players, knock Dupree out of the ball game a moment ago, and then that hit right there.
So with 5 minutes to go in the ball game, Morehouse loses the ball. On downs and fumble the ball, and Miles starts for the first time in Morehouse territory. Here's a quarterback keeper this time, Stanfield, and a late flag comes in after a gain of a couple of yards.
Stanfield, the freshman that started most of the season until Ellis George was healthy enough to start playing, is actually
On the offense, number 6, 10 yards from the previous spot, 1st down.
Keno George holding on the play. You talk about Stanfield. He's from Parker High in Birmingham. In fact, came in, when you look at the SIAC stats, at the 9th rated passer in the conference.
Right. I was about to say 9th rated. He's already thrown for almost 700 yards and 8 touchdowns. And we complimented him about his athleticism, and sometimes his passes weren't quite there when we saw them against Stillman. And you got to feel good if you're a Miles fan. You've got 2 very talented quarterbacks in the fold, a nice running game you can build on. I see no reason why this Miles team can have success next year.
They'll play their season finale on the 11th of November next Saturday against Clark Atlanta University, as Miles College keeps the ball on the ground with Otis Bumpers out of Vicksburg, Mississippi on the carry, number 42. That Clark Atlanta team came in with will be coming in with a 2-4 record. 4 minutes to go. From the shotgun. Do they put it in the air, or do you just run the clock out?
Put it in here. Put it in here. Try to score points. Try to score points.
Well, they're going to keep it on the ground, trying to go to the left side this time. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down situation.
And to me, Charles, there's a difference between running it up on someone and getting some of your second-team guys in there and giving them the opportunity to try to score, to execute your offense.
Let them score on the ground. They've been running the ball.
I don't disagree with scoring on the ground either, but you haven't had Stanfield throw the ball one time. A short pass to see what you can do. I don't have a problem with people running up to score personally. And you know why?
Especially you're up here and not down on the
right,
field.
that's one reason I don't have a problem with it anymore. But the other reason is because I figure, hey, you got to stop them, So, hey, But they're not trying to rub it in, trying to get this out of the way. They got another game and don't want anybody to get hurt.
Tillman Marshall was the man in motion. Here's the pass and a fight in the end for the end zone. They're going to call. They're signaling touchdown again. Didn't the ball hit the ground?
Yes, it did.
He just signaled touchdown again. I don't.
He was doing the.
But he did signal the referees the touchdown. They threw the flag. The field
time
judge.
zones that got you. Hey, the time zones that got you there.
They got them. That's Simi Lavender of all people. Let's see what we got here. Maybe it's offensive pass interference? No.
Interference on the defense.
No.
Number 23. 15 yards. Automatic 1st down.
Interesting. Let's look at it.
All right. You be the judge here. Okay. The ball clearly hits the ground.
But didn't you see this official signal touchdown?
Well,
didn't you not see both arms go up?
Mom and Dad told me if you can't say nothing nice, time just keep your mouth shut.
And a running play again by Miles College with Otis Bumpers, the 5'9", 211-pound senior out of Mississippi Community College. Transfer here. He's from Vicksburg, Mississippi. Down about 90 miles from Jackson, between Jackson and Natchez.
Natchez, Mississippi.
Yeah.
That's it. Our good friend Rob J down in Jackson and Rick Comagese at Jackson State. They were going crazy early in the season.
Yeah, they had a big loss yesterday.
Yes, they did.
They were ahead 21-0 and then lost to Alabama A&M. Gave up, 38 points in the second half. 2:10 the time remaining in this one. Here again is Bumpers going to the right side. And Bumpers is in for the touchdown. So another rushing touchdown. And we've got 2 players going at it on the far side of the field. And now coach is trying to get the players to come back. Just 2 defensive players, or an offensive and defensive players. Not very happy. A little frustration mostly on the part of Morehouse, I'm sure.
Morehouse, got to remember, you don't want to get anything that's going to cause you to be ejected or have a problem, because you've still got one more game to play.
And I believe the man who was involved in that was the man I've been talking about.
Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say
Brandon Morgan.
Brandon Morgan.
Yes, it was. I've been on his case all evening. And, of course, he would have to be involved in this little altercation. Listen to our referee.
Dead ball. Number 6 on the defense. Number 15 on the offense. Penalties offset. The both are ejected. Number 15 for Miles and number 6 for Morehouse. Penalties offset.
Justin Wallace.
Touchdown.
And the touchdown is good, though. So 2 minutes to go. The score is 37-9. And it was Bumpers with the run. Remember, that was a short drive. They got that ball after a fumble. That was only a 15-yard drive for Miles College. 4 plays.
That's an offset.
penalty happened after the touchdown.
Yeah, it was after the play.
Ball, right.
It was a dead ball situation. So they're going to go for the point after. Justin Madison, who's been pretty steady so far this evening. A field goal and a bunch of extra points. And he continues to split the uprights. 5th extra point, and it's a 38-9 ball game with 2 minutes to go. So 1 punt by Miles tonight. Otherwise, they put it in the end zone. And in case you just joined us, George's 13-yard pass to Dozier made it 7-0. Madison with a 24-yard field goal, 10-0. And that was at the end of 1. Third quarter, Morehouse finally getting on the board on Rockman's 28-yard field goal, made it 10-3. Then Spears' 4-yard run just before halftime with under 6 minutes to go made it 17-3. Third quarter, Moncour's 3-yard run made it 24-3. Then Johnson's 5-yard run, 31-3. And then Dupree, 44-yard pass to Major, 31-9. And then Bumper's 2-yard run right now, 38-9. That's to where we stand.
And we got 2 minutes left. So my questions are simple. We have any more missed touchdowns, another dead ball penalty, or a turnover. That's my questions right now.
Well, we won't see Mr. Morgan. I told you they were going to come get him tonight.
Well, okay, yeah. Eric Jones right there. Number 15, also given the early shower.
We talk about Division II, 149 teams in all of Division II football, 13 of independent, and there are still 8 unbeaten teams in Division II, including 5 of the 6 top-ranked teams, and of course North Carolina Central, one of them. Here's a fake reverse to the right side and coming back up the field and running very strong and across midfield before being pushed out of bounds in front of his own bench for Morehouse College. A good return that time by Donald Hart. We've seen him touch the ball quite a few times today, and we get a late flag. And number 61 is trying to get on the field for whatever reason. There's something going on the far sideline over there.
Back up!
Not a way you want to see this one in.
You don't want to see this. Be smart. Easy, fellas. Easy.
Maybe there was a late hit out of bounds, and this is uncalled for.
Well, it doesn't matter if it's a late hit or not. This, you don't even need to all these people get off the field. Go sit down. You got helmets on. What can you do?
Well, it's totally uncalled for.
Totally, you're right.
I mean, I understand the frustration on the part of some of the players, especially maybe on the Morehouse sideline.
Certainly do.
But again,
and that's not what this guy is all about either. Coach Buford or this guy, Wayne Streeter. Neither one of these guys, they don't teach that. They're very proud at both academic institutions, and you don't want to spoil a good game by miles. What they've done offensively, the most points they've scored all season tonight. They've rushed for some touchdowns. They played good defense. Don't mar it. That's what I like to see. A little hugging right there at the 50. Eddie Rowe, Jesse Bailey, you guys, they're competitors. You don't want to see anything crazy happen in a football game.
And of course, Eddie Rowe all the way across the field, and they're trying to get him back on his side.
Yeah, but he was talking. He wasn't fussing and fighting. He was talking to Bailey, and they were shaking hands. But I like the idea that the coach got him too. So come on, let's settle down.
Now let's see how many people get thrown out of this time. And this is something you hate to see. College football, and of course, for Morehouse, this is their last football game. For Miles College, there's a chance that players could be suspended for the next game.
And that's what we were just talking about in the end zone a second ago. You've still got one more ball game.
So there's our referee, W.J. May, talking things over with Terry Buford on the far sideline. Wade Streeter and Simi Lavender talking things over.
it's going to be really hard unless you saw the person that threw the blow, Charlie, I think, to make a lot of ejections. I mean, unless you just, because they clustered. Everybody got in one big group, and I think it was more talk than anything. But nevertheless, let's get this simmer down. Let's go play football. This final $1.45.
And this is a very proud conference. It's a conference that was formed way back in 1913, and of course today it still flies high as one of the most viable forces in intercollegiate athletics. The two institutions have held continuous membership in the conference since the beginning, Tuskegee and Clark University. Of course, John Stallworth, a Hall of Famer, came out of here and out of the SIAC. They may call this game.
And that's a good decision. You don't have to go shake hands. Just say goodbye. Let's go one way, you go the other.
I see the Morehouse players going into the locker room, and it looks like Miles players are going to go to the locker room. I think that's what's happening. I can't tell, but I see the whole Morehouse family of players. There's some on the field, but a majority of them
But we'll know in 1 second.
To the
the official holds the football up, we know we're done. And now what they could have done is sent their teams to the locker room, let their offense and defense play this final minute.
I think that's
45.
probably what's happening.
And I think that's what they're doing.
The teams are going to the locker room. The offensive and defensive teams are still on the field, and Morehouse will have another opportunity offensively to put some points on the board with 1:45 to go. You talk about this conference again. You have Deacon Jones when he was playing. South Carolina State was a member of the SIAC. Larry Little, Bethune-Cookman, a Hall of Famer. When he was playing, Bethune-Cookman was a member of the SIAC. And of course, 1993 was a banner year for this conference when member institutions competed for NCAA Division II championships in 8 different sports, including football with Albany State, who went 11-0 during that season. Alabama A&M's men and women competed in the indoor track and field championships. Alabama A&M's men finished 10th, and women claimed their 2nd consecutive national title. So it's been a very proud conference.
Yes, it has. Yes, it has.
Rayfield Wright was just inducted this year
to
the Pro Football Hall of Fame from Fort Valley State University. So they've been some great players.
Jones boys, Jones brothers at Albany State playing basketball, and the great coaches that have coached in this conference.
They needed to have another player out here, so they had to bring somebody out of the locker room. They were short one on the defensive side of the ball from Miles.
But don't get anybody hurt now, because you got to go to the locker room and get somebody back. You and I got to play or something. Tuskegee's are winning this program in all black college football.
Certainly is.
SIAC school.
Cecil Leonard was the next winningest coach here at Miles College before Wade Streeter came in, and Cecil Leonard was a predecessor to Wade Streeter. He was here from '94 to 2001. So it's a 1st down and 10 with 1:45 to go. They got everything kind of ironed out and straightened out. And
you know what,
they took some
the
names
crazy thing is that happens sometimes in these incidents is that people that are here sometimes will talk about the final 1:45 and forget about the great accomplishments of the game. If you do that, that's a shame. You're missing the point. This has been a good, hard-played football. Miles has done everything they need to do to win this game. I know they'll say, gosh, I wish we had done this all during the season. We lost those tight games.
Right. No question about it. And again, they keep the ball on the ground. They're just going to let it run out. I'm sure that's what Terry Buford's going to do in terms of his offense. His quarterback has had a rough night tonight, struggling. Eddie Rowe, lone setback behind the quarterback, Ruben Dupree. Dupree, a senior. This is his last game, and he's knocked down. Defense coming in and making the sack, and it's under a minute to go. You talk about some of these seniors, the 2 Dupree brothers, Ravenel and Ruben. Marcus Cowens is a senior. Eddie Rowe is a senior. Michael Ray Robinson is a senior. Russ Thompson, a senior. Claiborne Green, Brian Irvin, some of the players we've seen on the offensive side of the ball tonight. And of course on the defensive side, some of the seniors that was looked at as Prescott and Shipley, Daniel Bryant. And we wish all of these young men much success as far as the future and their lives are concerned, because they're going to be men a lot longer than they're going to be athletes.
Now, getting a degree from Miles College or becoming a Morehouse man and a graduate, that's something that no one can ever take away from you.
7.3 seconds still remaining on the clock there. Coach is out on the field. What's going on now? They're just going to run the clock and get this one over with. And that's going to do it. 38-9, the final score. Your thoughts?
Very impressed with the offense of Miles and their intensity on defense. We said be aggressive. They certainly did that. I know they wish they had some of those points and rushing touchdowns throughout this season, but I congratulate them and the crowd here and the fans and everybody at Miles College. You've been a wonderful host. Thank you for having us. I look forward to coming back. Morehouse, it'll be better.
Well, we said at the beginning they could go above 500. That is Miles with a victory, and they do. They go to 4-3 in the conference. Right now they're in 5th place, and that's going to do it from Albert J. Sloan Alumni Stadium on the campus of Miles College in Fairfield, Alabama, where Miles defeated SIAC rival 38-9. Stay tuned to ESPNU for Big East Women's Soccer Championship. This has been a presentation of ESPN, a worldwide leader in sports. Thanks for watching. For Stan Luter and our entire ESPNU crew, Charlie Neal saying good night.
Had difficulty really having an influence on the game because of Gilberto. Gilberto's sitting in that hole in front of the back four, and that's the area that Rooney likes to really work in and find his space and start the passing movements. To credit the Brazilian.
He needed to win that tackle with Ronaldo flying at him. Fabregas, Rosicki. Great little ball. Gallas. They're a wonderful, entertaining team to watch, Arsenal, but just to echo Robbie's earlier point, sometimes you do wonder whether they're going to get anything on the end of all these lovely moves.
In training, you sometimes play a practice game, 10 passes as a goal.
Sadly for them, it doesn't work like that in the Premier League, does it?
If it worked like that, they'd win most games 10-0, because they do have some wonderful passing movements, but it's all about the end product. You know, what's the reason you're passing the ball for? Where are you trying to get to? Sometimes think with Arsenal that message is a little confused. They get into great crossing areas, refuse the cross, go back the other side, and in the end lose possession.
Gallas. Kleb. Fabregas on to Abreu. Here's Gilberto. Nothing on, so they'll just take care of that football. Until that moment, anyway. And Rooney's control let him down. And after a sensational opening 15-20 minutes, the game's quietened down.
In fairness, they couldn't have kept that pace up. I mean, it was red hot for the first 20 minutes or so. They couldn't even take 2 touches on the ball, but it's settling down. Getting a little more stretch. Starting to see a little more influence from the likes of Gilberto now.
United bide their time. Watch, if not admire, these Arsenal passing movements and then just win the ball back.
I think Arsene Wenger will be reasonably pleased with how it's gone, and they feel they've weathered the storm, and now they're starting to grow in a little bit of confidence, push 1 or 2 more bodies forward. So United do really have, as the home side, the onus is on to increase the pace, keep the tempo high. Make the point that there's 1 or 2 people who've seen United over the course of the season and said, yes, they've been unbeaten and we're saying with maximum points, but they're not playing anything near their true capacity as yet. I think that's been borne out of maybe the first 40 minutes of this game.
There's Giroud for Arsenal. 5 minutes to go to half-time. Touré. Oh, that's a mistake by Fabregas. He was claiming a handball there. Referee says play on. Ronaldo.
Well, that's that special strike that he has. I mean, Ronaldo stops here. I think he even feels it's a handball. A little surprised when Graham Poll says play on, but you see how he hits that ball and it just dips wickedly in front of keepers. Great skills for the opportunity. He just dips them in front of goalkeepers. It causes them problems. And I think if this is on target, I think it beats Lehmann.
And we almost had another moment of controversy to add to the long list that always occurs between these two. In just about every area of the half, these two teams have been inseparable. But of course, the best chance of all of a goal was scorned by Gilberto, the Arsenal captain, from the penalty spot. Here he goes again on that familiar gallop down the left. Oh, wonderful. He's a big, strong fella, Touré. You don't push him aside.
Brilliant defending. He's a super athlete, Kolo Touré. He said that he needed to be.
Ingberg. Rosicki. There's Fabregas. Certainly the Arsenal midfield getting a lot more touches of the ball than their opposition.
It was a big decision made by Sir Alex. Free kick-off by putting John O'Shea in the middle of the field and resting Michael Carrick or dropping him, however you prefer to look at it. But I do feel you get maybe a little bit more defensive cover with O'Shea, but you lose a little bit of creativity, and maybe that's just in the area that United is struggling to get the creative passing from midfield.
Right on cue, he gives that one away. Well, they've got a throw. Man on immediately, looking rather anxiously at his goalkeeper's rearranged features. Arsene Wenger looking a bit apprehensive as well and taking the opportunity to have a word with Ljungberg.
Also a poor misjudgment in there by Boué at full-back. He rather got caught under the ball, and Ronaldo saw that he was struggling, just stepped back, took it on his chest, and well, you just thought it was a matter of putting it past Lehmann and he scores. So I think he rather hit it at the goalkeeper rather than the keeper making a save. But been in the news this off, haven't they, the goalkeepers?
Haven't they just? I was thinking that. And Manuel Almunia keeps himself warmed up in case he's needed now for our...
Goes with the job, though. All a little bit crazy goalkeepers, or most of them I came up against, but they'll take one in the face if it means saving a goal, and Lehmann seems like his head's cleared.
And the anxiety now from Arsenal's point of view immediately is, as he cleared his head in time to deal with the resultant corner.
I would expect this one to be hung up right under the bar and one or two bodies in front of him, and just testing out, as you say, how clear he is, is his vision right, has he got his focus back.
This is the great Bull Shankly used to say about an opposition player. He's got a sore ankle. It'd be a shame if he got a kick on it in the first few minutes, wouldn't it? Free kick given. Whoops. He does lose it from time to time, Lehmann.
Well, that's the one part of his game that I think still a little bit open to question in terms of, will he hold his nerve? Will he do something silly in the heat of battle? I mean, really, John O'Shea isn't doing an awful lot wrong, and I just feel he gets involved in those situations, Lehmann, and loses his concentration, doesn't really need to.
A dismissive smile from the Irish mark. I'm with you on that. I didn't think he did anything wrong, O'Shea.
We talked about goalkeepers. They're all a little crazy, honestly. A special breed.
It's their territory, that 6-yard box. They don't like anybody else